right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. We out here with another weekly edification, letting you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know you are the children of Israel according to the scriptures. All right, letting you know this here place that we currently inhabit is called Babylon the Great according to the scriptures. And we're in the last days, man. All right, this here place is circling and draining, and as we come to the end of all the how do I say, the world as you know it. All right, people are starting to have these questions about what's going on. But hey, the Lord has sent forth the prophets to warn you people, man. All right, warn the elect. All right, to repent. Warn 2/3 they're about to get their judgment. Warn these other nations that it's the end of their so-called, like Esau, his rulership. All right, and it's the end of their so-called how do I say, their kingdom as they know it, man. All right, so you have a lot of people right now that have a lot of questions about the things that's going on. All right, and what we've been out here, sent forth to do what? To prophesy unto you, man. To warn you about these things that's coming to pass, man. All right, to let you know about these things, man. To give you basically more or less to say a wake-up call. Now it's a hot time to wake out of sleep. All right, to repent. All right, to give you that measuring tool so you can measure the times diligently in itself, man. So you'll know yourselves, man. All right, because hey, we're at a point in time now where all things have been made manifest, man. All things are made clear now. All things have been how do I say, open to the public, man. All right, we're not in the secret places. All right, you have a major matter of fact, let me see if I can grab that real quick. This is just to the point. This is Ezekiel 37. I'm gonna just read verse 10. It says, "So I prophesied, all right, as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army." Matter of fact, let me go up a little bit to verse 7. Matter of fact, I gotta just go all the way up to the top to get the whole context of this here situation, all right? This is talking about the valley of the dry bones, but this is a major prophecy that's taking place right now before your eyes, man. A lot of our people want to see a so-called sign. They want to see a miracle. Well, one of the greatest miracles that you have going on right now is what? You have the valley of the dry bones, so to say. You have Jake waking up, all right, in masses, all right? It says, Ezekiel 37:1, it says, "And the hand of Yahweh was upon me, and it carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh, and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones." All right, that low place which was full of, hey, that's where we at right now, man. All right, you look around, you see an abundance of Jake just in this low place, man. The sunken place, man. All right, just walking around like, how they say, the walking dead out here, man. Don't know who the hell that they are. Bowing down and calling on the name of Jesus. All right, going into these harlot houses and things like that, man. To no avail, man. All right, listening to Esau, all right, and despising the words of the prophets, all right, the true prophets, all right, but how does the scripture say? They're trusting on their enemies, man, but telling the prophets to make the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us, man. So they're upside down and inside out, man. All right, ass backwards, so to say. All right, a valley full of dry bones, man. They're very dry out here, man. They don't know nothing out here, man. All right. It says, real quick, let me jump over to verse 11 just to make that point more clear. Ezekiel 37:11, it says, "And he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off of our parts." All right, so hey, this isn't like, this is more or less a metaphor, man. All right, it's not like you see a big, massive grave or massive pit full of dead people bones, like skeletal remains or nothing like that. No, man, this is like when you go into your downtown areas, man. All right, go into your downtown areas and just walk around through a crowd of people and things like that. Your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as you pass them by, look at the type of mindsets that they're in right now, man. Look at what they're out here doing, man, calling themselves so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Hey, man, you're the children of Israel, man. We've been singing this song unto you for so long to where you should be putting putting your garments back on, man. All right, clothing yourselves, but you out here walking around naked, man, exposed, man. All right, people over here looking at you, laughing at you like, oh, you calling yourself a so-called black man? Calling yourself a so-called Negro? Don't you know you're the tribe of Judah? All right, you fools out here. But hey, and it's crazy. You have some other nations that are even you know, coming out in the forefront and telling us these things, man. I remember some years back, you had this woman that was living out in, I want to say the land of Israel. All right, she might have been Palestinian or something like that, but nevertheless, you know, she wound up getting on YouTube and saying, "Hey, you so-called Negroes in America, y'all don't know, but you're the children of Judah, man. You're the children of Israel, man. We need you to come back to the land of Israel so that we can finally have our peace, man. We need you to come back. You just don't know who you are. All right, you have people all around the globe that know who we are, man. People throughout history has, you know, condemned Esau for things he's done. Like, hey, man, you've got the children of Israel in your possession, man. You stolen the Most High's treasures, his gold, man. All right, but hey, you know, even unto this same day, our people are cut off of you know, let me read that again. It says, Ezekiel 37:11, he said, then he said unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried, our hope is lost, we are cut off of our parts. So they're saying that they're cut off of their parts. They're cut off of their how you say, their origins, their roots, who they actually are, man. All right, look at who, you know, how do I say, quote unquote black culture, man. All right, or Latino or Native American culture, man. Look at, let's just say our so-called food and things like that. You know, part of quote unquote black culture, especially in the South, is what? Eating chitlins, eating pork chops and things like that. That's not our culture, man. All right, we're cut off of our parts. We've got somebody else's parts on right now at this point in time, man. All right, it's like you're trying to wear somebody else's clothes that don't fit, man. All right, and this is what we've become. So we're cut off of our parts, man. All right, we're the valley of the dry bones, man. We're so far detached from who we actually are that we're unrecognizable, man. All right, you know, the metaphor is like, hey, you see me, you see what I look like right now, man. All right, you know, you can see who I am. You can identify me in a crowd or in a picture or something else like that. But once you die and your body decays and you turn back into, you know, your skeletal remains, you know, you could be in a lineup with a whole bunch of skeletons, man, and you can't recognize who that person once was, man. Oh, that's Tommy, that's John, that's Tim, that's Michael. You can't recognize that person, man. All you see is skeletal remains, man. And so this is like the state that Jake is in right now, man. All right, unrecognizable, because why? They've been how does the scripture say? They've been oppressed even in their own heritage. All right, there was a falling away first. All right, the Lord said he was going to discontinue from your heritage, man. All right, so this is what happened to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Now you're in the valley of the dry bones, man. All right, so let's get back to that. Ezekiel 37:1. It says, and the hand of Yahweh was upon me and carried me in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley which was full of bones and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And so, like I said, you know, this is an analogy, more or less, to say, to talk about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in this state that you're in right now, man. You're very dry, man. There is no, you know, just think about this, man. You know, you see how Jake is, right? You know, you got that so-called dry skin. You start getting ashy, you be flaking up, you be scratching. It's like, damn, bro, you need to put some lotion on, boy. Your skin's super dry, man. All that dead skin. All right, that's Jake to this point in day today, man. All right, instead of having that smooth skin, all right, with some moisture in it and everything else like that, hey, man, you done for out here, man. All right, and this is what it is. We're Jake out here saying, look, you know, they go to church on Sunday, bow down to the so-called white man who is their enemy, go home after that, and they sit around the table and they pray to Jesus that he blessed they pork chops and they ham hocks that they finna be eating, you know what I'm saying, and they shrimp broil, you know what I'm saying, and they catfish that they finna, they don't know, you know what I'm saying, they so far beyond recognition, you know what I'm saying, they call it FUBAR, effed up beyond recognition. All right, you know what I'm saying? But hey, this is where Jake is today, man. You know, they can't recognize themselves, man. They're so far gone, man. All right, but hey, we've been out here telling you who you are, man. Trying to raise you back up. This is why this is such a beautiful prophecy, to the point to where you recognize the state that we were once in to the state that we're coming into right now, man. All right, going back, Ezekiel 37:3. It says, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yahweh power, thou knowest. And he said unto me, so, hey, going back into that, you know, let me go back, read it again. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, oh, Yahweh power, thou knowest. And that's a deep question. You know, when you see Jake that's in the state that we're in now, you know, it's like, damn, man, are they going to ever get it? They going to ever wake up? They going to ever come to the understanding? They going to ever change? Like, you see Jake sometimes and you question, like, man, our people so far gone. This is the type of shit that they want to do. This is like, you see Meg Thee Stallion and things like that, man. You know, or Cardi B and stuff like that. It's like, man, You finally get on a level. You finally get moved up out the projects. You finally get the recognition. You finally get the freedom and the things that you want to do. And what do you want to do? What do you want to be known for? What is the legacy that you want to leave behind for your people? Oh, I want to be the twerk queen. I just want to be known for every time y'all see me. It's like you know, they say your signature move, your signature thing that you do, where everybody know you from. Is like some people, it's their voice that they know them from, or like Michael Jackson singing and dancing and stuff like that. Cardi B and what's the girl name? Meg Thee Stallion. They know, you see them and they like, oh, they go Cardi B, they go Meg Thee Stallion. They just bust it down and start twerking and shit. This is what they're known for, man. All right, and you wonder in the back of your mind, damn, a lot of people are like, as we're going further and further in the earth, we're so-called progressing. This is the progress we've made, man. All right, our women went from being mothers, housewives, wives, you know what I'm saying, nurturers and things like that, to goddamn being twerk queens, man. If the only thing that they teaching their kids how to do is goddamn twerking and scamming, man. All right, so this is where we are right now, and you have to ask yourself sometimes: can these bones live? Can they come back to being an actual people, man? Can they come back to being the salt of the earth, man? Can they come back to being the light of the world, man? Nah, man, these people are so far gone. They gotta hit that factory. The most I gotta hit that factory reset button on their ass, man, because it's all tainted, man. All right, going back, Ezekiel 37:3, and he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yahweh power, thou knowest. It says, and he said unto me, prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live. And going back into that breath, like with in Adam, all right, the Most High, when he was creating man, he breathed that breath into them, all right, and then they became a living soul. That was going back into let me see if we can grab that real quick. This is Genesis 2:7. It says, and Yahweh power formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. All right, let me see something real quick. Let me check something out real quick. I like to look up certain things and see if they have different terms for them. Well, it says the same thing in NLT, but let me see if we can go further into this here word. These are different words here. All right, so it says he breathed the breath. Now you go into the word, the breath of life. All right. This word here goes further into it, where it says the word there is breath, breath, spirit. All right. So again, putting that spirit into him. All right. The breath, the spirit, the breath of God, the breath of man, every breathing thing, the spirit of man. All right, so hey, the Most High put that spirit inside of him, man. All right, it says the vital breath, divine inspiration, intellect. All right, so hey, going back into that, or inspiration, soul and spirit. But the point there I wanted to grab was divine inspiration. All right, going into, when the Lord, going into Adam and Eve, when the Lord came to Adam, he also commanded him to name all the fish and everything else like that, the animals and everything else like that. But hey, he gave him the law, statutes, commandments at that point in time, man. Gave him that inspiration, man. Gave him that guidance and gave him that direction, and set him apart from the rest of the people, man. All right, because people think that it was, in the beginning, it's only Adam and it's only Eve. It was two people, and then that's how the whole earth was created, man. All right, but you had a group of people, the Adamites. All right, just like a lot of places now, people think like Europe was named after a person, all right, Europa, all right, and you call these people Europeans, right? So it's just like the Adamites, and so on and so forth. But nevertheless, not getting too far off topic into that. But the breath of life that was given unto him was that inspiration, that divine knowledge, and things like that, man. So here was we reading about the Lord. Matter of fact, we can go back and look up that word. Let's see if it's the same exact word. But this is what this is going into, you know. We'll get a little further into it, but Ezekiel 37 real quick. This is a different word here. All right, so here it says, Ezekiel 37:5 says, "Thus saith Yahweh power unto the bones. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live." All right, now this is the word rakah, which means wind, breath, mind, spirit. All right, it says the spirit as which breathes quickly in animation or agitation, spirit, animation, viscosity, vigor, courage, temper, anger. All right, prophetic spirit, spirit of living, breathing, being in the man or in animals. All right, a gift preserved by the Most High, the Most High spirit departing and in death, spirit, the seat of emotion. All right, the spirit of God, the third person. And impelling prophets to utter instruction or warning. All right, so hey, the point, you know, says the same thing down here, but you know, the point is there is that when the Lord had breathed that breath upon them, man, that was that spirit that was put back upon them. Again, you know, you're not talking about actual skeletons that's laying in the valley, man. You're talking about, you know, Jake that you see out here, man. All right, you know, as far as you know, a physical appearance, you know, before, you know, the minute of the Lord, like for instance, myself woke up, I wasn't walking around as a skeleton, man. All right, for the most part, I pretty much look the same as I look now. You know what I'm saying? My beard wasn't as long, but you know, I pretty much look the same as I look now. But the Lord blew that spirit upon me, but by way of what? You know, you shall hear, you know, by preaching. All right, hearing the word of the Lord. That was that breath. Oh man, that, you know, ironically, you know, the breath that somebody was speaking out, you know, those words that entered into me through the ears and everything else like that. And that's like you taking your first breath, that first gasp of air, man. All right, and you start waking up, and then from that first word that you start hearing, man, you know, you're a little confused. You don't know what the hell you're hearing at first, but it starts seeping through your spirit, man. And you start waking up, and then you get a little hooked. You be wanting to hear more and more and more and more. And you keep clicking, you keep watching, you keep clicking, you keep watching, and then you start doing your own research. And then before you know it, you engulfed in all of this, man. You start breathing on your own. You start looking for your own air, your own oxygen, man. You start looking and digging into your own crates, and you start, you know, opening up the scriptures. All right, getting fed, being nourished, and being brought back up, man. All right, so this is one of the major prophecies that's taking place in what? The Valley of the Dry Bones, man. All right. It says, verse 5 again, "Thus saith Yahweh power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live. And I will lay sinews upon you, and will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and you shall live, and you shall know that I am Yahweh." And hey, that's another thing, man. All right, because beforehand, hey, as an example, we all thought that we knew the Most High. We was all quote unquote so-called Christians or of other faiths or denominations, maybe even non-believers, man. All right, but hey, we thought, you know, for the most part, we all thought that we knew God at that point in time, man. We all thought, you know, for the most part, that the Lord was this stringy-haired white man. You know what I'm saying? You go to church on Sundays, you pray down to him, he'll accept you however you are, whether you want to be eating pork and doing whatever you want to be doing. Hey, we thought that was the Lord, man. Oh, he's all forgiving of everything. Just live your best life, man. Do thou wilt. You know what I'm saying? But then we finally came to you know, understanding of who the Most High was. All right, we thought that the Lord was dealing with everybody, whoever just confessed his name. Then we found out, hey, the Lord has his own people, man. The Israelites, man. All right, then to come to find out you were part of those people, man. So at the end all be all, man, we had to you know, how do I say, well, the scriptures say be born again. All right, you had to be baptized, you had to be cleansed. All right, because hey, we was in a foggy mind state, man. We had to be so-called washed away of all those things that we had in our minds, man. Oh wait, we can't eat pork no more. Now we see how crazy it was that we would go to church on Sunday, say we praising and worshiping the Lord, we doing the right thing as far as the Lord. Because hey, to people that go to church on Sunday, right, they'll tell you that people that don't go to church on Sunday, oh, they wicked, they ain't doing the right thing, they ain't serving the Lord and everything else like that. But in contrary, they will have you believe that they serving the Lord, all right, but then they go and they sit down and eat some pork chops right after church on Sunday, man. All right, you know, but this is all ass backwards, whereas the fact of the matter is like, hey, man, you have folks that, you know, that don't go to church on Sunday, that you know, that call on the name of the Lord, all right, you know, that don't be eating no pork, and these people in church will call you wicked out here, man. But it's like, who's actually doing the will of the Most High, man? All right, you know, but hey, these people, again, they're lost. They're very cut off from their bones, man. They're very dry in the valley, man. All right, but going back, Ezekiel 37 and 7, it says, so I prophesied as I was commanded. All right, so hey, that's part of hearing in that breath. All right, so it says, so I prophesied, because hey, when you prophesy, there's an action that goes into that, man. You have to speak forth, man. Speak forth the words of the Lord, man. Put forth that vibration, man. And just doing pushing forth that vibration. Let me finish this off and I'll get to that. It says, so I prophesied as I commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise. And behold, a shaking, and bone came together, bone to his bone. And when I looked, and when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. So, you know, you can start waking up to a certain point in time, you know, and there's certain things, you know, that Jake start waking up to, and, you know, a lot of the, you know, the men of the Lord, they woke up, but it wasn't necessarily that they woke up to, you know, the scriptures first, more or less to say, you know, I know for myself, the first things that I started waking up to was what? That, you know, basically Esau was the devil. You know, before I even truly met the Most High, I met the damn real devil first, man. I learned about all of the deception and the evil shit that he was doing. You know, you start finding out about a lot of things like, you know, which Lords we'll get into some of this stuff next. But because there's, you know, an article out now about how we can't talk about certain things no more, which they coming into the famine of the word. But hey, this is, you know, the devil trying to hide himself again, man. All right, but nevertheless, you know, going back into, you know, meeting the devil first, you find out like, oh man, homeboy is wicked, man. He got some crazy shit going on out here, man. He's been lying about these things. It's not what he says it to be, you know, going into the word. The devil is going into the deceiver, man. I thought this event happened this way, but this event really happened that way. You said these people was involved with this event, but it was really you the whole time, man. You said that you was all nice and all kind and all loving and all these different things, but when I go and I do the research, you've been over here killing all these people off, man. You've been the great devil in the earth, man. So, you know, you start to wake up to these things like that, and you realize, like, yo, man, this here world that you live in, and really that's a good driving point to bringing people towards the Lord, because again, people think that they know the Lord a certain type of way, all right, but then at this, you know, when they start looking into certain things, they realize like, yo, man, you know, like for instance, you know, we could be out here in the highways and the byways saying all the things that we be saying, and people walk by and say that we're just a hate group. We just hate the so-called white man. But the more you actually go into history, the more you find out about things like, you know, for instance, you know, where I was born in Atlanta, there's a place out near there called Lake Lanier, right? And we would go there as a so-called, you know, like here in Florida, we go to the beach and stuff like that. But there, you're like, hey, man, the closest spot to some water like that, we're going to go to Lake Lanier. Then you find out that, like, yo, man, that's a mass grave site, man. Esau done flooded all of Jake's homes and everything else like that. Flooded the whole damn neighborhood, man. Ain't nothing but a bunch of dead bodies down in there, man. All right, so, you know, you wake up to things like that. So something that seems so innocent, what's so bad about Lake Lanier? Like, well, you know, it's a bunch of dead bodies down there. But, man, you thinking all that negativity. No, look at the history. Look at what Esau did to these people, man. All right, you know, you think about the Tuskegee experiment, man. You're like, oh, y'all talking about racism. Like, well, he did inject our people with syphilis, man. You see what they actually constantly doing to the Native Americans in their reservations and their water supplies and things like this, man. You know, you start looking into certain things like, yo, this is what this man has been doing. And you start waking up and it's like, it's not because we just hate you because we got some type of feeling. No, based off of your, you know, like when you go to court, sometimes the judge will set a bond a certain type of way or not give you a bond, all right, or reprimand you back to prison because you're a flight risk. Not because of their so-called racist, they hate you. You can have a so-called white judge and a black person that's being convicted of something, right? And it's not that the judge is being racist because it's a black man and a white judge and everything else. Like, no, the judge is saying, look, bro, you don't get no bail because you're a flight risk. You know, you got the woman that's out there in California, right? The one that just had that car accident, right? In which they, you know, they saying that, hey, that's some crazy shit, man. You know, Eve out there in her emotions, man. Her boyfriend broke up with her. She wanted to go commit suicide, so she go 100 mile an hour through a damn intersection, killed all those people up, and she's still alive, man. Hey, that's the judgment of the Most High on her ass, man. And may the Lord bring swift judgment and harsh judgment down upon her ass, man. But nevertheless, you know, people would say, because they, I believe they said her bail or her bond at $9 million, right? And some people were like, well, that's kind of harsh and this and that. Maybe I believe it might have been an Edomite judge. It was a chick. She looked like it might be an Edomite. But it's like, oh, because this Edomite judge just being racist to this so-called black woman out here, that's racist because she gonna set it for $9 million. Like, nah, man. This woman has a, how's it going? She got a history of, getting, she got 13 car accidents. She's a flight risk. She's a traveling nurse. The first thing she wanted to do was say, hey, I got an excuse. I got to go to this other spot because I got my job to do before she could even heal up, man. Now, looking at your records, man, it looked like you finna try to run. This is what it looks like. So we're going to sit here and put your bail up so high that we know that you ain't going to be able to afford to be able to bail out, man. All right? So, hey, it's not because of your race. We're just looking at your history. So the same thing with Jake and Esau, man. The more that our people find out about the wickedness of Esau, all right, the quicker they get over that stumbling block of y'all are just a hate group, y'all just this, y'all just that, man. So, hey, you know, going back to the scripture we were reading, you know, the Lord had put the bones together. You know, a lot of times Jake wake up to be hearing about certain things. You know, like I said, I found out about the devil first more than the scriptures, you know, finding out about like, hey, man, you know, the Federal Reserve, you know, the banking system and everything else like that, you know, just wickedness amongst the governments and what the governments will be doing to their people and how they lie and manipulate certain things. You find out about that, you're like, wait a minute, I thought that everything that they had going on was in our best interest at all points in times. Why would they want to go do some wicked shit like this? But then when you look at their history, you be like, yo, man, wait, what the hell going on, man? You know, like for another example, most Americans think that America is always on a liberation mission, always trying to help people out, trying to do this and trying to do that. But when you find out about their war history, they've been at war the majority of their whole lifespan, man. All right, and they're the ones been always attacking everybody else. Nobody's attacked them. All right, they always the ones that's going out to go dominate somebody else in their own country. Then you get a different perspective. Like, wait a minute, maybe our government isn't as truthful as they seem to be. Maybe our government and our military isn't all as so-called peaceful as they sound, man. It's not that I'm radicalized or I'm against my people or this and that, my governments or anything else like that. No, I'm just looking at the facts, bro. If out of 240-something years you've been around, and 220-something of them years your ass been at war, and ain't nobody came over here to attack you, you've been attacking them, it seems like you the bad guy, man. You know what I'm saying? But just putting things into perspective, it's a lot easier to be able to swallow that pill once you know that. But hey, some people, they wake up to these things. You know, I see some of these people on YouTube, you know, that's not in the truth. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they even come across the truth, but they don't want to accept that as the fact. But then they out here, you know, in their mindset, they're preaching a sense of like, you know, the wickedness that's going on in the world and everything else like that. But the one piece that they're forgetting about or they don't know about is, hey, who is Jacob and who is Esau, man? And the things that's going on around these things, man. All right, they're still walking around as we're reading it here. Hey, they got the bones to their bones again, the skin back upon their bodies, but there's that spirit that's not in them to understand what's really going on. You know, I always think about this one guy and this one channel. And, you know, when I first came across this channel, I was like, hey, this sounds kind of good. You know, you're bringing out some truth about certain things and everything else like that. But then he's always going back to the idea of we need to separate, you know, we need to, well, not really even separate because he's trying to band together with other Edomites and things like that. It's like, not all Edomites. He don't even call them Edomites, but, you know, he's saying not all Edomites. It's only the elite Edomites that's in this and that. The rest of these Edomites, the biggest thing they trying to do is keep us all divided against this and that. Like, look, man, you know, Jake and Esau is like oil and water, man. No matter what the hell that they look like, you can have Jake and Esau, and they both look like Jakes, man. You know, a so-called, like Lauren London, more or less to say. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, somebody like that. You know, they're not going to get together with other Jakes, man. Their spirits are going to be divided amongst one another, man. All right? You can have what looks like two Edomites and everything else like that, but all of a sudden, yeah. But you'll have, hey, they see. Shalom. Shalom. I'm all right in yourself? Good. Quite a while. You got any questions? Shalom. Hey, shalom. Shalom. What's going on, man? Okay. Yeah. I'm out here every week, man, right about the same time, man. So if you ever have any questions, man, you just check me out. Hold on, let me give you my I got a channel. Huh? Let me give me 1 second. You got a Jake over here. Give me 1 second. Let me, you got a pen and paper on you? I got my phone. All right, cool. Even better. No. Huh? Watch my channel real quick. I got, yeah, I'm on YouTube. I got, 3 channels going. I got, you know how it is. Subscribe. So I got Dollar Dollar Reloaded. AWADWADA. And then you can put a period at the end for my main channel, because I haven't been on for a while. Well, yeah, you can go Reloaded or Reloaded 2. So right now I'm shooting on Reloaded 2. Dollar Dollar Reloaded 2. Yep. Type it in. Hey, call hello, how about Shimmy Shot, man? Hey, just what we speaking on right now, man. Hey, that's the spirit that we're speaking in. You know, Jake coming back. You know, Simeon just came around the block. You know what I'm saying? And call hello, how about Shimmy Shot? Because in this area where we at, man, you see a lot of Jakes rolling around, man. A lot of Jakes rolling around, man, and not too many of them they'll want to stop and listen. You know, a lot of the times Jake will cross the street. You know what I'm saying? And go around all the way around the block and everything else like that. But hey, you know. And this here is only for the elect, man. The elect is gonna hear the word of the Lord, and they're gonna find it, they're gonna listen, and they're gonna keep going into it, man. And so, like, literally, what we were just speaking about, you know, I was thinking, or speaking about a certain guy and a certain channel. Like I said, he don't claim to be an Israelite or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But in his channel, he speaks about, you know, basically trying to wake people up, especially, you know, Jake and everything else like that, to the truth of the things that's going on out here. You know, it's to a certain point, but he don't have the full breath inside of him, so he don't know the full thing to do. He's all, you know, they want to keep us in fear for this and that and this and that. And like, to him, there's no end game with him, man. All right, and there's no true understanding. He's trying to band together with any and everybody that's with him. He think that these Edomites on a low level are, you know, with him and everything else like that. It's like, look, bro, Jake is gonna be with Jake. Esau gonna be with Esau, no matter what you look like, man. All right, because you can have Jakes or Edomites that look like Jakes that's not with us, man. All right, you can have Jakes that look like Edomites that's right there on par with us, man. All right, you got Jake that scattered out throughout the 4 corners of the earth. So it's not about what you look like on the outside, man. It's the spirit that's on the inside of you. In fact, let's go ahead and grab that real quick and Salakia. Romans chapter 8. I'm gonna just well, I'm gonna start at verse 14, and then the point I want to grab is in 16. Romans 8 and 14. It says, "For as many are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God." So hey, you know, when you're being led by the Spirit, man, it's like I said, you know, and also in the rest of the scriptures, you know, the sheep is gonna hear the Lord's voice, and they're gonna follow that, man. All right, the Lord's people are gonna hear that, and they're gonna find that. Hey, man, it was the Spirit of the Lord that brought that man down this here path. You know what I'm saying? At this appointed time, to cross paths and to stop and to question, you know what I'm saying? And to get the information and everything else like that, man. All right, and hey, you know, Lord's will, he might be a part of the elect. nope, it's not up for us to say. But hey, man, it's just a small sign to show forth that, you know, like I said, day in and day out, or not day in and day out, but week in and week out, as I'm out here, you see Jake walking up and down the block. Now, you know, he's how you would say Northern Kingdom Jake, right? You know, and doesn't necessarily look too much like your average, you know, Simeon. Don't look like your how you know, like in this here area, we have a big population of so-called Mexicans and a little population of so-called Puerto Ricans. So predominantly around this area, you got Issachar, right? It look like Issachar to it, you know, for the most part that's in this area, but not really looking like Issachar. You know, you could look like how you say Ishmael or somebody out here like that, man. But hey, man, the spirit, you know, had him stop and just recognize, like, boom, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, he asked me about where I was from and everything else like that. But and the other funny part about it is just speaking about Ishmael. Ishmael just walked by him and his wife, you know, and they walked on the other side of the road. Now she, you know, obviously is in, look like she in order. She got pants on, but she got the head garb on and everything else like that. But hey, this is not for them. All right, there ain't no quarrel with those things. But hey, this is for our people and only of the elect of our people, man. So going back to what we was speaking about was the fact of the matter is, hey, man, some of our people could be getting some of this, but not the whole thing. If you're not mixed it with, if it's not mixed with the spirit of the Lord, all right, that breath, you're not gonna get it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, this one guy's got this little channel. It's a Jake. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny, he'd be like, oh, they just want to keep us all in fear. This ain't real, that ain't real. This Ukraine ain't, the situation in Ukraine ain't real. They just want to keep us in fear to spend money. Like, bro, what's the end game goal with all this shit, bro? What do you think this is going into? Just to keep us all in fear so they can just keep fleecing the flock or whatever, bro? Like, you retarded, man. This shit they about to go to war. All right, World War III is on the verge, man. These nukes is finna start taking off, man. You better start repenting, man. Coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. But see, you don't have none of this in your mind state. You think that, you know, and I don't really know his full background or what he like is into, because sometimes he do speak about, you know, the fallacies of going to those churches and things like that, you know. But so maybe he come across some of the Israelites, but that's not the motive and the mission that he's pushing. But you know what I'm saying? Hey, but the other things that he is pushing is, hey, well, get in this here schooling and get together with this, clean your credit up, do this and do that. If you just learn how to pimp the system, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, hey, man, that shit is all going down the damn drain, boy. You got life messed up. So you got the flesh of your flesh back together. You know that, hey, man, there's something ain't right going on out here, man. But then at the same time, you don't got the spirit that's inside of you that's bringing you back into the whole 100% truth. It's one thing to wake up and learn that the damn devil is the damn devil, but if you don't know who the Most High is, that ain't gonna really help you out, man. All right, Esau even know, you know, you got him. Let me read that precept real quick. I'm gonna come back to this. Okay, I know what I said. This is Psalm 64. If I can get to it. Psalm 64 and verse 8. Psalm 64 and 8. It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So, hey, man, even the devil be calling the devil out, man. So, we you know what I mean? Like, that ain't nothing new. All right, the devil can even see all those things, man. All right, but how much more of you being able to see this here truth and being able to understand who you are, man? All right, you know, now I would give this guy some, how you call it, publicity and things like that, but that ain't what we here for, man. All right, you know, we ain't trying to be starting no channel beasts and everything, people going back and forth, but hey, man, you know, hey, some people, hey, not everybody's ordained to be a prophet, put it that way, you know. At the same time, you know, what he does do on his channel is, you know, exposing certain things, so, hey, Jake can, you know, when you a babe, you be eating certain things like that. Because like I said, when I first started waking up, I wasn't watching Israelite videos at first. You know, I was finding out things about the Federal Reserve and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Watching some Alex Jones and stuff like this. This was in 2001, 2002. You know, when things was hot and heavy around those times, man. So, and, you know, things was like, you know, obviously they, you know, wasn't like you was listening to the Israelites at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? Not on the internet anyway. But, you know, again, at those points in times, waking up to certain things, hey, man, you start, you know, getting built up. But it's not until you find out about this here truth that spirit come upon you. Let me go back to that Romans 8 and 14. It says, for as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they're the sons of the Most High. And I'll give you another example, because you didn't get to see this interaction that just happened. But when a dude rode around the block, right, came by, you know what I'm saying, driving at a regular speed where he could have possibly missed me, but hey, it's out the corner of his eye, he kind of seen me, and I could see him kind of like looking back, you know what I'm saying, stopped real quick, stopped in the middle of the road, rolled down the window, asked if I was an Israelite and everything else like that, and then we kind of conversed before I went over there. But at the same time, as we over there conversing, the police, because obviously I tell you all the time, the police station right around the corner, but the police come right around the corner, and typically, like I say, the police, they'll be parked on a, like, over across the street or whatever, and they'll be sitting out here for a while. But police came by, you know what I'm saying, and waved at, us going on by and everything else like that. But hey, and our people think that we're out here as hate groups, we're all this and we're all that, but hey, there was nothing but love that was going on out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Showing love. A brother rolled up, asked about, was inquiring about the truth. All right, he wasn't getting cussed out or nothing else like that, man. Hey, I asked, hey, you got any questions? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he probably had somewhere to go. Gave him the channel details on how to find out where I was at and everything else like that. So, hey, it's a blessing. Police rolled by. It wasn't no smoke with them either, man. So, our people have a misconception about us into their minds. But, hey, that's why the scriptures say if our gospel be hid, it's hid to those that are blinded, man. Most I have a lot of our people blinded, man. They have the misconceptions and everything else like that. But all they got to do is take that first step, man. All they got to do is ask. All they got to do is inquire about certain things. But this is the worst, most traumatic thing that our people have to go through sometimes. So they're like, nah, we ain't going over there. They might do this, they might do that. We don't know what's going on. Or things may look weird to them. And it's like I said, it's funny that, for in this here area, you know what I'm saying, we have a lot of Issacharites, so-called Mexicans around here. Didn't quite look like a quote-unquote so-called Mexican from a distance. But hey, man, you come up and ask. But then you have people like so-called black people that look just like me that roll up and they're like, yo, I can kind of like, how do I say, I can more or less relate to you. You know what I'm saying? It don't seem so strange unto, me or you. Like, let's say, for instance, you're a so-called black man. You roll up on a so-called bunch of Mexicans, and they wearing these garments and stuff like that. And you may not be able to, like, I don't know, that's probably something they're doing in their culture. We don't know what the hell they got going on, You're a little oblivious to that. But, hey, man, I see more so-called black folks and more Issacharites. Again, Issacharites is a different story. But, predominantly it's Issachar and Judah that be rolling up and down the blocks over here, man. And Judah don't want to be stopping, man. They'll do whatever they can to, go above and beyond not to come down this here path, man. But, hey, like the scriptures say, if our gospel be hid, it's hid to those that are lost, man. This is only for the elect, man. So let's go back to that in that Romans 8:14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the Most High. So, hey, again, that brother that was riding by was being led by the Most High, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? To come across this here path. For what reason? I don't know. That's not for me to sit there and judge. All right, but, hey, I know that, you know what I'm saying, from just looking from the outside in, speaking carnally. Hey, he rolled by. He saw what he saw. He stopped. He inquired. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's way better than a lot of other jakes that's out here, man. A lot of jakes that's out here just be riding by like, oh shit, let me just go on around. Hey, like the scripture say, they don't want to come to the light because their deeds were evil. All right, they don't want to be put on the spotlight because they can be called out about a lot of different things, man. So hey, this is a part of how our people like to operate, man. You have more than half of our people that say, hey man, look, cause the Holy One to cease from before us. But then you have the elect that's gonna be over here hunger for more. That thirst for more, man. They're gonna keep coming back. Hey, we want more, man. That's what it's like when you first come across this here truth, man. You first come across the truth, man, and it's like, I gotta have more. It's like eating and everything else like that, man. All right. You have that first taste of that food, and you want more, and you want more, man. And that's how it is, man. Oh, look at this. Okay. But so like it. That's what it's like when Jake get that taste of that good food, man. Jake be wanting to eat more and more and more of it, man. Can't have enough, man. All right, like the scripture say, hey, out of your bellies will flow the rivers of flowing water. It's constantly just going, man. All right, but let's get back to this Romans 8:15. Let me read 14 again. For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the Most High. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. And that's a beautiful spiritual thing, like I was just making a comparison. Hey, man, a lot of our people walk by, especially the ones that look exactly like me, be walking by, man. You know what I'm saying? And be like, man, hell no. That seemed like it's, not to say a trap, but like scripture just said a spirit of bondage. Like, man, we might be condemned going over there asking them some questions, talking about them and this and that. We're going to just go all the way on the other side of the block, man. Whereas Jake that just rolled by was like, look, man, hey, for some kind of reason he stopped, knowing who he was, like, hey, man, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that adoption. I want to be brought back into the fold, man. Just like the men of the Lord, man, when they first seen this thing, maybe they weren't able to digest it, but it's like, hold on, there's something about that, man. And they wanted to find out more and more. They want to be connected to that, man. Want to be connected back to the Spirit of the Lord, man. All right, calling out on Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, man. Hey man, what's that name again? Hold on, let me rewind. What did they say? I want to be a part of that, because that seems like that's, you being brought back into your how the scripture say, grafted back into that natural branch, man. All right, so hey, this is all spiritual. You know, how they say, the Lord, the Spirit is going through and not to say choosing, that's another word for it, but sifting and sieving, you know what I'm saying, going through and finding the elect, man. All right, that's going back to that flesh upon flesh, man. Now the Lord is blowing that Spirit that's out upon you, man. All right, and it's only going to cleave unto whom? The elect, man, which we're going to get back into that in Ezekiel. But the point, let me keep reading, because this is the point I want to make. It says, verse 15 again, Romans 8 and 15, for we have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but we have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we're the children of the Most High. All right, so hey, the Spirit bears witness with our spirit that we're the children of the Most High. All right, and so again, that's a prime example. Now, let's say Jake that just rolled by, right, looked like a straight up Edomite, man. Let's just say he rolled by looking like a straight up Edomite, or rolled by looking like a straight up Arab man. Like, I said, it was, Ishmael just walked by, him and his wife. What if he rolled up looking like either of those people, man, and had the same conversation, the same demeanor, man? Hey, it's just like you a blind man. Like, hey, what you look like don't matter, but the spirit that's inside of you is what matters, man. You know what I'm saying? You might know who we are, you know what I'm saying? Now, granted, you do have Edomites that'll roll up and be like, oh, y'all are Israelites, huh? And it's funny because they spirit that towards us nowadays, especially in this time, is they're not really combative or anything else like that. You know what I'm saying? They more or less, they'll hear what you got to say. You tell them they're going to be going into captivity and things like that, and they're like, all right, let's move it on down the block, man. All right, but then you have like, a lot of the times Jake that look like us, they the ones be fighting up against this. But again, let's just say he was looking like a so-called Edomite or a Ishmaelite or something like that, but came up with the same demeanor. Hey, you'd be able to tell with that spirit, hey man, this is a Jake right here, man. All right, they over here wanting to inquire. You look like a so-called Edomite. You ride up and you're like, hey man, you an Israelite? Y'all them Israelites? Oh, let me park my car. Let me come listen. Let me see what's going on. And you got genuine questions and things like that. You over here the whole time. You reading his spirit, like, this ain't no damn Edomite, man. This is a damn Jake. You know what I'm saying? He just looked like an Edomite, but this is a damn Jake right here, man. He inquired. He's sitting down listening more than the Jakes that look like Jakes out here, man. So, like the scripture said, the Spirit bear witness with our spirit, man. We on the same accord, man. All right, it's just like, to give you a different analogy, car guys and things like that, man. You may be a real gearhead or something like that, man. All right, and you might be, how sometimes people say, oh, you don't know nothing about cars, or these women don't know nothing about cars, like how I know about cars and everything else like that. And then you may be somewhere, you know what I'm saying, and then there's a certain sign or something like that. You may hear a certain exhaust, a car with a certain exhaust, you know what I'm saying, a certain type of engine. You see a certain part or something like that, or you see certain something to something to something, and you're like, oh yeah, oh hell yeah, and let's say you have a female, like, oh, that's a this and that, and that's a so on and so forth, and this, and you looking at her like, bitch, how you know about all this shit? Normal females don't know about this type of shit. You know about, when most females talk about cars, what kind of car you got? Oh, I got a 2014 red Toyota Corolla. They always got to describe their car with a color or something like that. A lot of times they don't even tell you the type of car. This is a red one. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know what I'm saying? Guys, they be more descriptive. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I got that Scat Pack. I got this and that. I got so on and so forth. They more in-depth with their stuff. But you'll be able to hear about a certain conversation, hearing certain things, man. All right? You'll call certain things by certain names like, well, it ain't just that. It's this. You know what I'm saying? But, you'll be able to tell because, hey, man, their spirit is the same as my spirit. They know, or they're on the same accord, and the same level of the things that I'm thinking about and the things that I'm doing than what they on, man. Y'all have that certain terminology, and the same with this here spirit, man. All right? When you have people coming up and asking certain questions and on a certain type of vibrations and things like that, man, hey, he's saying shalom. Well, he says shalom, but hey, the same token, man. We know where that's coming from and everything else like that. Now we know if somebody's far off, they roll up like, oh, y'all Muslims, huh? We get that a lot. Y'all Muslims out here. Or these goddamn Muslims. I'm like, bro, you obviously is far from us right about now, man. All right, you don't really know what the hell is going on. So, hey, the spirit bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, man. We have their connection. But, hey, you have to have that spirit put up upon you, man. All right, because like all of us, the majority of us wasn't born in this here spirit. Now, you do have some brothers who wind up having children in the faith, in the truth, all right? And they raise their children up from birth being Israelites, but for the most part, we all was in a Gentile state of mind, all right? And we had to be born again into this Israelite mindset, man. All right, he had to be brought back. So, hey, you had to, have that spirit put back upon you, man. All right, but let me go back and read that again. Romans 8 and 16. It says, the spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we're the children of the Most High. So, hey, we have to have, this here spirit put upon us, man. All right, let me get back to this Ezekiel. Ezekiel 37. Hey, this is the spirit, because I wanted to actually speak about something different. But, hey, man, the spirit bear witness, man. The spirit is what's in control of all these things, man. All right, you can't plan none of this stuff, man. All right, hey, like the scripture say, take no thought of what you shall say in that hour. You know, when you be brought before, kings and things like that, you know, the nobles, and brought before like the courts and everything. Hey, you're not supposed to be planning what you're speaking for anyway, because, hey, man, like I said, I had a couple scriptures I wanted to get into when I first opened up, but hey, the spirit led me a whole different way, man. All right, we're gonna get to a different topic, and in the Lord's will, you know, hey, whatever the Lord has in store is what's gonna come out, man. All right, you know, and again, you know, part of the thing is being on the highways and the byways, man. Hey, you never know what you're gonna get, but that's why you have to be prepared for this thing. This is why you can't fake this thing, man. All right, you could be out here trying to, but just speak about this because this is all I know about. And somebody come up and ask you a question, man, about something and you can't answer it, then you fully exposed out here, man. So this is all being led by the Spirit, man. This is another way of knowing that the Spirit, the scripture say, the Spirit bear witness with our spirit that we're the children of the Most High. But also, hey, the Spirit bear witness that the Most High have called you to, and ordained you to be a prophet towards the nations, man. All right, because, hey, you know, when the Lord, or when, you know, the people ask you a question, all right, then you're able to feed them with what they need, man. All right, but let's go back to this Ezekiel 37, because I wanted to get to this here point. It says, Ezekiel 37:8. Let me go 7. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. And so, like I said, man, you know, there's people that's out there, like of our people, that's out there telling you certain truths. Like even you know, you had some of the folks like you know, your well, I ain't even gonna say your boy Polite and them, but you have some of these people, like in a sense of like how these people are, which again, not using them as an example because they wasn't really showing you too much of what the white man being the damn devil, or Esau being a damn devil. All right, but you know, they were more like fleecing the flock. But you have people like, let's say, for instance, all right, we can use Kevin Samuels, right? You know, hey, teaching you about, not to say being an alpha male, but as far as being on your purpose, man. Your wife's supposed to be submitting unto you and things like that, man. Not being a so-called pushover, being ruled by your woman and things like that. The man is the head of the household. You know, the Yahushua is the head of the man, and the Most High is the head of Yahushua. You know, that was at the core of what he was preaching about or teaching about, right? But hey, man, was you know, was he actually teaching you and raising you up to be an Israelite? Nah, he's only giving you a certain portion of the truth, man. He's only giving you a certain portion of you know, how do I say, not to say the whole spectrum, a certain portion of the spectrum of what you could be gaining. So hey, man, that's just a small piece. So he don't have the whole truth. He's got the flesh that's upon him, bone upon bone in certain aspects, but he don't have the breadth as well too, man. That spiritual divine speech, man. That divine intervention, that divine spirit, more to say, man. All right, because hey, ultimately you would have, you know, because the Bible encompasses all these things, man. The Bible teaches you, like I said, like what Kevin Samuels was talking about. Hey, the head of Yahushua is Yahweh. The head of man is Yahushua. The head of the woman is her husband. All right, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what Kevin Samuels was pretty much teaching, but not so much in those words. But he was saying, hey, man, the man is supposed to be the leader of the household and everything else like that, man. All right. But hey, he didn't teach you about the rest of these things, man. He's not teaching you about the dietary laws and everything else like that. Not teaching you about the Sabbaths and things like that, man. He's not teaching you about any of these other things that pertain to the spiritual realm, man. He's only teaching you one aspect, man. All right, you have a lot of our people that's out here doing certain things, whether it be exposing the truth. You know, I know of another channel. What's his name? This one we can speak on. You know, he an Israelite as well too, from the Northern Kingdom somewhere. And I remember some years back, you know, trying to tell him that he's a Jake, and he didn't want to hear all that, but he still be pushing his Christianity. And there's actually another channel. I believe his channel name changed over the time, but it was like Measuring the Times or something like that. Was his channel, but beforehand he was a channel like this other guy that I was thinking about. You know, that go forth and be showing basically like news clips. You know, they would put together like news clips about, you know, the wicked shit that's going on in the earth, man. All right, and then now one of them, I believe he might have caught on to the elder Malcolm's channel and started watching him, and then, you know what I'm saying, his whole vibration changed. He started embracing that he's an Israelite. but he still puts up the same content, the same videos as far as news clippings of basically the Most High's judgment, man, and wicked shit that's going on. You know, he don't really speak in his videos or anything like that, but you know, it's just news clips. But it's just, you know, it's how do I say? It's good appetizers, more or less to say. It's good food to be digesting because you get to see all these things, man. All right, because we could be out here preaching and preaching and preaching, telling you that hey, the Lord is bringing forth judgment. The Lord is bringing forth judgment. But if you don't actually see some of these things happening, you know, you're just out there like, you know, there's another channel. It's called Signs of the Times, SOTT. Right now, that's, I believe, is a Spanish channel, but it's all in English. But I believe the people that uploaded is speaking in Spanish, but and which they don't speak in their videos anyway. But it's a bunch of news clippings. You get to see all this bizarre weathers and all these different things that's going on, and they go from like month to month. They used to do week to week to week to week. There was a couple channels like that I used to watch. But when you see things like that, man, you know, you could show that to your most atheistic, non-believing person, and guess what? They're gonna be like, damn, man, there is a power up there. Look at all this destruction that's going on. I didn't notice all this stuff was going on. But yeah, they don't show you this on the mainstream media, man. But going back to them other Jakes, you know, like I said, one of them Jakes, you know, obviously they know that they're in the truth because, like I said, their whole tone changed. But then you have them other two Jakes, or the other Jake, yeah, the other two Jakes, whereas, you know, they pushing forth, hey, they giving you some information, but they're not mixing it with the spirit. Now, one of those Jakes is speaking from a so-called quote-unquote Christian perspective. You know, he speaks about God bless you, this and that, and so on and so forth, and you know, Christianity type stuff, but he ain't come to the whole 100% truth. So all your work gonna be done in vain. Hey, if you don't come to this whole 100% truth, man. All right, you know, you a Jake, and predominantly a lot of people that watch your videos is what, Jakes. All right, but hey, but you want to keep cleaving into this here whole thing, but you don't realize that who you prophesying against is the damn devil anyway, man. The things that is making you, how they say, the filthy conversation, the wicked that you upset about, is of the damn wicked, the damn devil, man. Why don't you just get on the board and listen to what we're telling you, and then you be all right with it? But hey, you know what I'm saying? Not everything is for everybody, man. All right, you could only be, you know, you could be called but not chosen, man. All right, you could be only just doing this here work for, you know, like I said, as an appetizer, man. You just holding Jake over until they actually get into this whole truth, man. So hey, man, this you know, there's a difference between you coming back, having that body put forth, the bone against bone, and sinew against sinew, versus you having that actual breath that's inside of you. Because when you have that breath that's inside of you, hey man, we can talk about all kind of things, man. You know, but mainly we speak about the things that's in the scriptures. But hey, you want to talk about, you know, the how you say, the financial situations and things like that. The how they call it, the Federal Reserve and all that stuff, and fractional banking and everything else like that. You want to talk about these different wicked ass laws and things like that, the health stuff and all that. We can talk about all these things. We're very well versed in all of these different things. But hey, our main thing is what? Let me go ahead and read that real quick. Revelation chapter 19, verse 11. Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So this is what we coming out in the spirit of what? Prophecy, man. To go and prophesy unto you these things is coming to pass, man. All right, because this is what everything is hinged around, man. This is gonna ultimately get you to solely wake up, man. There's a difference between feeding somebody and telling them, look, man, you know, about the wicked shit that's going on, and oh, you know, they was only over in Afghanistan to guard the poppy seeds, to bring back the opium and put drugs in this and that. Well, yeah, that's some wicked shit, but why is he doing that? Who is that person that's doing that? Oh, this is the damn devil who was gonna take peace from the earth, that was gonna kill with the you know, with the sword, with hunger, with the beast and everything else. This is what he was gonna be doing, turning everything upside down, polluting the whole earth. Yeah, he fit that description. So now we can call him out and tell you who he is, and also what? Never trust thy enemy, man. What good is just knowing that he do all these things, but you don't put into their mind this is your enemy, man. This is the devil that the Bible speak about, man. The one that was gonna take peace from the earth, man. So once you learn all these things, you come to a, how they say, a full perfection, more or less to say, in a sense of knowing, you know, yeah, I know that this is, you know, what's going on. I know that these things is bad, but why are these people doing these things, man? All right, you know, our people will still keep stumbling over these stumbling blocks and keep getting their feelings hurt because they don't recognize these things, man. And they try to fight it, you know, like you hear about these people that's talking about, like this, like I said, this one Jake that's got his channel, and we need to go band together, get our own, you know, he be right on certain things. We need to stop having our children indoctrinated with these schools and everything else like that and all this bullshit that's going on. But what's his suggestion? We need to go get our own land, teach our own kids. Teach them what, though? What the hell are we going to teach our kids, man? All right, well, what the hell are we going to teach our kids? You know what I'm saying? Just the basic math and everything else like that. We need to be teaching our kids the scriptures, man. That's the most important thing, man. Because inside the scriptures, you got everything else, man. The land Sabbaths, the dietary laws, man. All right, how to call upon the name of the Most High, man. How to dwell amongst one another, man. All right, what we can and can't eat and everything else like that, man. All these things is gonna preserve us for a natural, a full, fulfilling life, man. Life itself, man. All right, but hey, breaking these laws, man. What good is getting your own land and everything else like that, and teaching your own kids and not indoctrinating them with this Edomite doctrines and everything else like that? Let's just say Jacob was to go to their own little place where they wasn't indoctrinated by Esau. You know what I'm saying? You do have little countries and islands and stuff like there was nothing but Jakes that's out there. But guess what? As long as they still eating catfish and pork and shrimp and crabs, all right, and bowing down to the so-called white man or any of these things, man. Adultery, sleeping with each other's brothers, man. Most High gonna always keep bringing judgments upon them, man. So, hey, man, if they don't have this here truth, all right, you know what I'm saying, and these words of the Lord upon them, there's no good. What's gonna come upon them? Let's finish that off in Ezekiel 37 and 8. And when I beheld, and lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind. It says, prophesy unto the wind, thus saith Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live. All right, and so, hey, this is the point where we at now. We're now finally living, man. We're finally alive now that we can see. You know, it's like a baby opening their eyes, like, yo, yeah, you out and about, but you can't really see. You can't really make up to what you got going on. Yeah, you got legs as a little newborn, but you can't really get up on your own feet, man. All right, yeah, you can drink and digest milk, but you can't really digest real meat, man. All right, so now you're coming to a point now to where you're living, man. Now you're seeing things for what they really are, man. Now you're seeing like, nah, this is the damn devil, man. Now you're able to make conscious decisions on your own nowadays, man. Like, you know what? Scripture say never trust thy enemy, man. Homeboy trying to give me let's say for instance, they just came out with this the other day, the judgments for these PPP loans and everything else like that. Hey, man, the Lord, gave me discernment and gave me a spirit of not trusting the enemy, knowing this is a damn trap. So I'm not finna be out here like the rest of these Jake, man. If y'all don't get that PPP money, y'all dumb. Y'all this and y'all that. Now look at who's about to be dumb, who getting locked up, who getting judged for all these things. So the scripture say never trust thy enemy, man. Keep this here, the word at heart, man. All right, this is what you should be living. The scripture say, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord, man. So this is how we're going to be moving. The wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our time, man. This is how we're going to be moving in that day, man. All right, so you don't get caught off guard, man. All right, like I said, man, you have these, I call them smart, dumb niggas. Oh, we got you got all this racism and stuff going on in Esau, or they don't call him Esau, but the wickedness of the so-called white man, they keep shooting us down. We need to go move to our own, go buy our own land out in Georgia, make our own country. Like, nigga, you know that America is wolfing with Russia right now, a nuclear power country. They about to bring war to a nuclear power country named Russia. They about to go to war with a behemoth of a trade partner, which is China right now. You niggas ain't got neither one of those things. You ain't got a massive trade that you can trade with America to keep them alive, as China do. And you ain't got no goddamn nuclear missiles to go to war with America like Russia do. And America ain't afraid to go to war with neither one of these countries. What the fuck you think they gonna do to your little simple ass? You know what I'm saying? And where you gonna get your resources from, man? You gonna be like Cuba, they gonna put sanctions on you. Then you gonna be stuck in the 50s. As soon as people realize that they can't get them Jordans, they can't get their Newports. When Jake realized they can't get their alcohol, their 40 ounces, their Hennessy, they gonna be rebelling, man. They gonna be like, nah, we gotta go back to Egypt, bro. At least we had Hennessy back in Egypt, man. At least we had Newports back in Egypt, man. At least we had J's back in Egypt, man. At least we could watch BET back in Egypt, man. They got sanctions on this little bullshit raggedy ass town. Man, we got to get up out of here, man. So see, Jake's simple mind, they don't realize who the hell that they dealing with, man. This is the damn devil, man. You think the devil finna, bro, come on, man. We going to be in captivity like the scriptures say. You was going to go into bondage again, go to Egypt again by way of what? Ships. And no man was going to be able to buy you or redeem you. All right? And see, we going to be caught, or not caught. We're going to be, Esau going to get caught with us still in his possessions when Yahweh shall come back to return, man. And the punishment for that is what? Death, man. If he that stealeth the man, or if he be found in his hands, all right, hey, the punishment for that is getting put to death. And we see how he's gearing up to wage war against the Most High, or Yahweh shall anyway, man. So, hey, so why would we try to so-called separate ourselves and be at odds with Esau like that when we already at odds with Esau, all right? But, hey, at least when we're right here, the Lord is coming back to redeem us, like the scripture say. Hey, man, we're not going to talk about how the Lord liveth that brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth that brought the children of Israel up out of the land of the north, and from whithersoever he had driven them, man. So, hey, that main salvation going to be taking place right here, man. So you got to have not only the aware and understanding of what's going on around you in the world, but most importantly that breath of life, man. That spirit of the Most High inside of you, man, to be able to measure the times and perfectly discern the times that we living in, man. All right, because this is the major part that's predicated upon, how do I say, how you would move, man. That's why, you know, it's very deep when the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge to be the stability of our time, man. I was talking to somebody beforehand and some years back, and they was talking about something, you know, they was real babes, like they still a babe in this thing, but they was like real infants, newborns, born just yesterday, and it's the truth, man. Oh, I want to go to the Holy Land. I want to go to the land of Israel. I want to go over here. God want me to go back over there. Like, bro, no. Slow down, pipe down. You don't even know what the hell going on in the world. You don't know what's going on geopolitically. Like, motherfucker, they got air raids going on over there every single day that's going on. You don't want to go over there, man. Trust me, it ain't nothing. That land is cursed until we get back over there, man. The land ain't what make the land important. It's us that make the land important and make the land thrive like that, man. So, and we not in the state to go back over there right now. But now all of a sudden they like, look, I'm glad the Lord ain't had me go over there, this and that. Like, remember, you the one said you wanted to go over there. You said that God told you you were supposed to go over there. But see, you were such a babe, you didn't realize and understand these things. But you have to read more into the scriptures, man. You know, also reading into certain things in the scriptures. You know, having the same conversation about, certain things. You know, they was reading about the Ark of the Covenant. And first time they was coming across the Ark of the Covenant, you know, they was like, oh, I want to go and look up one of these and like on Amazon and order me one of this and that. And then, like, man, look. And then they got to the part, it's like, look, you weren't supposed to touch that bad boy. You was going to die if you touch it. They're like, shit, I was over here. Like, see, that's how people are, man. They quick to kind of think that they know something, but they don't really know the whole thing about, you know, what they really into. That's why you have to have a good understanding of the things that you into, so then you'll have that spirit of discernment, man. All right, like, again, the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time, man. You just blatantly hear about certain things on a surface level. Oh, the Ark of the Covenant, I want the Ark of the Covenant, I want this, I want that. And you go over there without reading the fine print instructions. The fine print say if you touch that bad boy, you're going to die. You didn't even get to that part, man. You think that you know something, but you really know it's nothing, man. All right, that's why you have to have that full understanding of these things, man. All right, that's why a lot of the times we go over a lot of the same so-called simple things over and over and over and over and over again. Because, hey, man, it's the foundation of this here thing, man. And a lot of our people, they don't even get that, man. They have to get over some of these things. Hey, the simple parts is who is Jacob, who is Esau. All right, the hatred that Esau had upon Jacob, man. All right, never trusting our enemy, man. That's one of the most simplest foundational points that can be made. But that's like one of the biggest stumbling blocks that our people stumble over week in and week out, man. Trusting the damn enemy, man. Forgetting about that, man. You know, right before, you know, they was all talking about how, you know, your boy Trump and everything was all racist and this and that and everything else like that. And we got to vote for Biden. They get Biden in the office, then, oh, we got to trust in the Biden. Biden's going to be our savior, this and that. The scripture say never trust our enemy. Now he get in the office, now look at him. Y'all all mad, talking some y'all want Trump back, but here you go. You keep asking for these different rulers and these different kings to be reigning over top of you, man. The scriptures say never trust our enemy, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? But, hey, our people, we fail to realize that one little, well, not little, it's really a little block, but it's a major stumbling block that our people trip over, man. All right, it's just like, you know, to give you an example, you know, it's like your pinky toe, man. It's a little small unit, small little pinky toe and everything else like that, but you hit that bad boy just right. You know what I'm saying? Or you hit your arm, not really hard, but just right on the side of something like that. You hit that funny bone and that shit start tingling and everything else like that. It wasn't a major blow, but it has a major effect on you, man. All right, but hey, this is how our people are, man. They lack a full understanding of these things that's coming to pass, man. All right, now let me finish this off real quick. Ezekiel 37:9, it says, Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, Thus saith Yahweh, power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. All right, so hey, that exceedingly great army is what? The men of the Lord that will be waking up to this, man. You know, and matter of fact, you know, the Spirit brought it all the way back full circle on around, man. All right, so what I wanted to go into about this here vibration that's being raised up into the earth right now, man. All right, this vibration is going forth into the earth to where, you know, the men of the Lord, matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. And, man, I could read all of this, but But I want to get into this as well too. Hold on, let me grab this other precept. This is pretty good to read too, all the way down, because this is the time that we're living in now, where this vibration from preaching this here word is going forth, all right, and it's raising up the prophets, man, all right. All right, so we're going to start over here in Second Ezra. Let me start up a little bit. I'm gonna start up here at verse 11. The point is down here in verse 20. So really, I could read all this down because hey, it's going into that time frame, man. All right, we always speak about this, measuring the times diligently in itself, being able to see the things that's coming to pass. All right, and knowing what time we're in. But I'm gonna just start here for time's sake at verse 11 and read on down. 2nd Ezra 6 and 11. It says, I answered then and said, let me just go up because this is a precept that we always read as well too. Let me start at let me just start at verse 1 because it's again going into the time frames that we're living in, man. All right, this is the time, you know, looking for these signs and the things that's coming to pass, you know, and the questions that's always asked, you know, the end of the world and things like that, man. All right, and you know, the point I was about to get into is this vibration that's going forth into the world, man. All right, you see it, like we was just reading about prophesying as I was commanded, and there arose an exceedingly great army. All right, you seeing more and more people now being raised up to, you know, grow their beards out, stop edging themselves up. You know what I'm saying? Men now not wanting to sleep with other men's women. All right, you see, hey, to the point now, like I said, hey, we had this scenario that happened a little earlier today, man. Back some years back when we was on the highways and the byways, man, you would have people ride by and see us in these garments, and they would say, "Oh, y'all Muslims, huh?" They would say the little thing that they would say, damn, I can't even think of what the little derogatory term was that they used to say, something, Allah Akbar. They would say that, right? They would say that and some other shit, right? They would be screaming all kind of shit, like, bro, we reading Bibles out here, but they ain't know no better. But now they can readily identify us, you know what I'm saying, like you seen today, even though Jake was already knowing about the truth, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, y'all Israelites, man. All right, you even have other folks that's like, you know, not so much into the truth. A lot of times you hear and see people ride by and they'll be like, hey, shalom, shalom. You know, they out the windows with the shalawams and everything else like that. But hey, they know who we are based off of our garments, because why? Hey, that vibration is going forth into the earth, man. You seeing more people wearing the beads, the stones, and everything else like that, man. All right, more, like I said, more guys wearing their beards out. I remember some years back, you know, first coming into the truth and growing out my beard, man. That was like one of the, that's another thing, you know. I remember for what, 2-3 years at a job that I was at when I was first coming into the truth, man. They used to call me Muslim Dave, man. Oh, Muslim Dave, man. Here go Muslim Dave. Here he go. I'm like, you know, I was just, you know, hey, you ain't got to be all up in my business. I don't care what the hell you got going on. I'm detached from this anyway. I don't give a damn what y'all think about me. So, hey, whatever, bro. It's like, it's funny that y'all think this, but if y'all actually knew what I was into, y'all would know it's something completely different. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this is what these people used to think about me and everything else like that, man. But now things, that vibration is going forth when people see us, see these garments. A lot of times you see these beards and stuff like that. You might be walking around in public and everything else like that. You know what I'm saying? With your beard out and everything else like that. And you see another dude, another Jake with his beard out, or older Jake. And y'all lock eyes with one another and he, shalom, you know what I'm saying? He just already know the vibration that you on, man. All right, they already know what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is the point in time where we at now, because of what, that vibration, that exceedingly great army starting to be raised up, man. All right, not that we in a physical fighting stance, all right, because like the scriptures say, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, all right, but against principalities in high places, man. So, you know, roughly paraphrasing, but nevertheless, you know, this is the fight that's going on right now, man. Matter of fact, let me read that, because that's going right into the, speaking about this here, vibrations that's going forth. This is, Ephesians 6 and 12, it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against the spiritual wickedness of high places. So, hey, you know, that exceedingly great army, all right, we fighting a good fight, but we're not out here carnally fighting nobody, man. All right, we're not out here with real swords. You know, these are our swords, man. Our sword, you know, we call it the sword. The Bible is the sword. The Apocrypha is the dagger, man. You know what I'm saying? These are our weapons, man. You know what I'm saying? We got them clutched out here. But see, this is how we fighting and slaying these demons, by way of what? The word, man. The scriptures say, hey, then shall that wicked be consumed with the spirit of the Lord. I don't want to butcher it. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So, hey, right now, that exceedingly great army is fighting this spiritual warfare with what? You know, preaching, prophesying, man. All right, exposing Esau for who he is, man. So this is how we're battling this here war, and this is how we're raising the vibration of the world right about now, man. All right, you having more and more people, just like, hey, look, another Kevin Samuel example. All right, you having he raised the vibration of a lot of these women who was delusional, thinking they, you know, you look like a goddamn linebacker and everything else like that. You think you gonna get a six-figure man. Somebody had a video the other day, looked like them big purple, not to say Oompa Loompas, but them things off Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when they turn them big purple things, right? Talking about she looking for a six-figure man and everything, hair all fucked up and everything else like that. The delusion of these people. But you know, you have some of these people, these women that are waking up like, you know what, I was wrong. I was thinking this, I was thinking that, and now I had to come back down to my level, thinking I should be on a certain type of level. Or the same with same with a lot of these guys, thinking that they should be having them an Instagram model, a straight 10 dime piece, but yet and still you living in your mama basement, ain't got no damn job, drinking Mountain Dew, dirty draws and everything else like that. Think you're supposed to get a fine dime model. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, go get a job, grow up. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't even take care of, you can't even take care of yourself, let alone take care of one of these high class, high maintenance ass women, man. So even him with his teachings raised a certain vibration to just those things on that type of level, man. All right, but how much more the men of the Lord out here raising the vibrations out here, man? Fighting this here spiritual fight, this spiritual warfare, man. All right, having people coming back to the law, statutes, commandments. Now you're seeing a lot more products now saying, you know, made with 100% beef and this and that, you know what I'm saying, and things being sold like that, to where you have a lot of people now that's not, especially a lot of our people, a lot of Jakes, like, we don't eat pork no more, man. Now think about it. You've had Jakes that was been in what they call it, the Nation of Islam before I was born, man. You got to go back to like Malcolm X and all of them. You know, that movement has been around for a long time, and they've been heavy for a long time, man. But then, you know, you have some Jakes that's been into that and everything else like that, but you didn't really see the menus and things change like that over that. But it wasn't until what the Israelites came out, you know, bringing our people back to the law, statutes, commandments, to where what, you know, the sale of a lot of that pork stuff and pork products started going down. Where Jake's like, no, we don't eat pork no more. We stopped eating pork and everything else. Like, we don't do that no more, man. All right, you're seeing more and more Jake that's not eating these abominable fish and crabs and shrimps and things like that no more, man. All right, nah, you know, because that was a big staple in Jake's dietary law, man. It was like, hey, shit, we eating some crab legs every time we get some money. You know, some shrimp every time we get some money. But now Jake's like, nah, we ain't doing that no more, man. All right, you know, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I forgot, they were saying something else. I was like, what? Some crab legs? Like, what? Crabs? That sounds funny now that I was about to say some crab legs. I ain't ate crabs in so many years. I'm like, I know, that's what I thought you had said, but you said something else that wasn't even pertaining to that. But you know what I'm saying, it was just funny the fact that this coming up into a conversation like that, man. So just to see how far our people have come, that vibration of what that like the scriptures say, that exceedingly great army was raised up, man. All right, army of believers out here, man, following after the truth, man. All right, fighting a good fight, man, fighting against this spiritual warfare out here, man, fighting against these demons and things like that, man. Fighting not to push and promote these things. Nowadays, you know, you having that, you know, what manner of conversation are you to be in? Seeing all these things to be dissolved, you know, having conversations with certain people around me and everything else like that. Like, yo, I remember I ain't never used to talk to you motherfuckers because y'all was always on a low level and everything, talking about just some petty shit. But now we'll sit here and talk about, you see what happened in the news today? Did you see this? You see that? You see this wickedness is going on? You see what's popping off with this? You see what's going on with that? You see what, you know, now our conversations is filled with what? The conversation of prophecy, scriptural things and everything else like that, talking about things in the Bible and everything else like that. Like, I would have never thought about the wildest mind of my thoughts that I would be having these conversations with you about these things, man. But hey, this is where the Lord can bring us at from, man. All right, going from the valley of the dry bones, being very dry, to now what? Having that skin upon you. All right, knowing certain things, but then also having that spirit upon you to also add in, the spiritual aspects of these things, man. So hey, this is a beautiful thing. Now you see, that exceedingly great army being raised up, fighting in spiritual warfare against these demons and these high places, man. All right, not wanting to be connected to these different things and separating yourself, like Scripture said, "Rise ye and depart, for this is not your rest." All right, it's polluted. Hey, it's a beautiful thing now to be around it. Like, think about this, man. A lot of you men had women coming into this truth, all right, and then all of a sudden, your woman left you because of the things you always talking about. Oh, this is wicked, that's wicked, this is going on, that's going on in the Bible, this, the Bible, that. She didn't want to hear all those things, man. Now imagine, maybe this is your baby mama or something like that. Your relatives, your own family and stuff like that. Now imagine, all of a sudden now, you know what I'm saying, you getting back with your baby mama or your wife or something like that. Now, this is what they talking about all day in and day out, man. They sending you text messages like, yo, did you see that this, White House has got struck by lightning? What does that mean? They over here pushing the MOTB. What's this going on with that? You seeing this, you seeing that. Hey, man, think about the type of smile that would be put onto your face now. Now I can have godly conversations with my old lady now. Now I can have godly conversations with my own brother now. Now I can have godly conversations with my own father now because, hey, this is what they want to talk about. They ain't want to talk about, your father might call you up, hey, son, you see the basketball game last night, bud? So-and-so went for so-and-so, so-and-so did this and this and that. Like, nigga, I don't want to talk about that all goddamn night, man. Like, you ain't got nothing else to talk to me about? You know what I'm saying? But now all of a sudden, your father might be calling you about, hey, man, you see they over here pushing the Neuralink and MOTB. They trying to get everything on this digital currency and everything, man. Hey, the Most High gonna destroy them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they talking about chariots and everything else like that, man. The Most High about to be pulling up on them. Those are conversations that you yearn for with your family and your friends and your loved ones and things like that. But, hey, the Most High can bring that to come to pass. But a lot of times, hey, man, you was the one that was called to these things, man. All right, I was having that conversation with somebody else like, man, I can't believe the family that I was born into, man. These niggas is all wicked and everything else like that. I'm like, hey, really? You know what I'm saying? Most High really would probably just bring one up out of that whole family. You might be lucky to have two of y'all that might be on the same accord, but really, it's only going to really be, for the most part, one of y'all that's going to be pulled from that family to see it the way that y'all see it. And the rest of them, you got to learn to let that shit go, man. Let them go and let that go and just pray that, hey, man, the Most High just hasten the day where they be, that factory reset button be pressed on their ass, man. We'll just put it that way, man. All right, because in the kingdom, we going to all be righteous. But right now, we're not all on that same vibration, all right? So now let's go back to this, I wanted to grab, let me read this in 2nd Ezra 6. So I wanted to read down through this about that vibration that's being pushed out right now. 2nd Ezra 6, and I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to read through it kind of quick. It says, and he said unto me, in the beginning when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established. So, hey, going back before the angels was even created, right? It says, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or the chimneys of Zion were hot, right? Before Jakes was even brought forth for the first time, right? And ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before any wickedness or any evil was even brought forth. It says, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure, before the elect was even, predestined, right? Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by no other. So this is all according to the Most High's plan, when these things would happen, man. On his schedule, his time frame, when he would have things to be taking place, man. All right, so it's not according to you or nothing else, man. Before all these things that you even see around you, the foundations of the things that you see around you, because you see, like the bricks behind me, man, is made up by elements. But before those elements was even formed, the Most High had a plan, his will to be done. All right. It says, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the apart and asunder of times, or when shall the end of the first? What shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So, we bring that out quite often. As far as measuring the time diligently, we here at the end of Esau's rulership, right? First of all, we're in the middle. We're inside of Esau's rulership, but we're at the end of his rulership, man. All right, and being able to measure these times. Hey, look at Esau. The scripture in 2 Thessalonians, if I would have read it. Am I still holding that? Nah. let me go back to it. 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 3, I want to say. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3 says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So now we're at the point in time where the son of perdition, that man of sin, is being revealed, man. All right, so hey, going back into what, and that's being Esau, Edom. All right, but you come into the point to where, we're in the middle of Esau's rulership. There was a point in time where Esau was ruling. Everybody thought he was of the Most High, saint and all righteous and everything else like that. But lo and behold, come to find out that Esau was the wicked the whole time. All right, you come to find out that this man is nothing more than straight wickedness, the embodiment of death, man. Death and hell follow with him, man. So now we're at the point in time where he's being fully exposed for who he is, all his wickedness. All right, you seeing his kingdom coming to a screeching end. All right, you seeing him falling out of his place right now, man. So hey, this is the point in time where many prophets and kings have desired to see the things that you've seen and have not seen them, and to hear the things that you have heard and have not heard them. And this is the point in time where many men have looked forward to, man. The end of Esau, Edom, the end of this here captivity, the end of rulership, or the end of wickedness and his rulership, as far as we know it, man. All right, in the beginning of what? The everlasting kingdom, everlasting righteousness, everlasting life, man. Jake finally coming to that state of perfection, man. All right, this is the point in time that we've always looked forward to, man. All right, but sometimes Jake is in the position of how do I say, of Jake is in a position of being stubborn, stiff-necked, more or less to say, man. Not wanting to come to, like, this is what we all, Romans 8 talk about, how is it worded? About the grown it together unto now. Not only they, but ourselves also having the first fruits. But it's basically going into 2/3 and the 1/3. Romans 8 and 8 and let me just start up. 8:19. It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestations of the Son of God. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. Because the creature itself shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. For we know now that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth and pain together until now. So the whole creation, right? Not only they, but ourselves, which also have the first fruits of the spirits, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption to wit, the redemption of our body. So 2/3 and the 1/3, Jake, even 2/3 is out here groaning in the spirit, waiting on the redemption of the body. They just don't know these things. Like, look, this could speed up the process, man. Come this here way, follow after the Lord. All the things that we've been all looking for and searching for is right here. But hey, like the scripture also say, the rest was blinded. The gospel be hid to those that are lost. This is not for everybody, man. This is only for a small remnant, for the elect, man. All right, so hey, they had to live out their judgment. They was in the back in the olden days with Yahushua going up on the cross saying, crucify him, let his blood be upon us and on our children's, man. Hey, man, it has to be played out, man. You have to get that judgment upon you, man. But you had that small remnant that believed on him back in those days, and that small remnant is still here today. All right, still believing on the Lord, man, following after the Lord, man. All right, so hey, this is only for the elect's sake at this point in time, man. All right, let's go back to that 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 10. The hand of man is betwixt the hill and the hand. Other question Ezra asked thou not? I answered then and said, O Lord, thou bearest rule. If I have found favor in thy sight, I beseech thee, show thy servant the end of thy tokens, whereof thou showest me the part of the last night. All right. So again, going in and asking about these things and when things is going to come to an end. All right. And how all these things, what are the signs of these things shaping up, man? All right. We're going into now, hey, prophesying as I was commanded. Then that bone to bone, that great shaking, that great motion came together. All right, that vibration being pushed out upon the earth. All right, Jake's starting to wake up. Jake is starting to come back to the law, statutes, commandments. All right, Jake is like it's like like a newborn baby, really. Newborn baby may not have their eyes open, or even a newborn pup, or an animal or whatever. Their eyes might not even be open yet, but they start looking and searching and yearning for that breast milk, man. They're looking for that they're hungry. They're looking to be fed. They're looking to be nourished, man. So now, with this here vibration that's going forth into the earth, man, you having a lot of Jake, first of all, that first step, leaving the church, have that breakdown that happens in their mindset. Then they start looking for truth here and there. Like I said, you may come across, being exposed to who the damn devil is, first learning about these different wicked ass systems and things like that. You realize that you've been lied to every day of your damn life. All right, then it's easy. Like I said, it's easier to swallow that pill if you go down that path first, man. Find out that Columbus and them was, hey, these niggas was terrorists, man. These niggas came and stole a whole landmass and slaughtered off and genocided some people. They wasn't heroes. They wasn't founding fathers. These niggas was early modern day how you call them terrorists and shit like that, man. These people came on and raped, robbed, and murdered and pillaged the whole nations of people, man. These aren't the people we should be looking up to, man. But then you have people that so far brainwashed into this here ideology of living after these people that have a hard time, like the scripture say, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. It's polluted. It's going to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? Even with the sword of destruction. You have our people that are so far gone with this here scenario to where they're just stuck into this mindset, man. They can't even grow or get up out of this here way of thinking, more or less to say, man. They're so far cleaving into this bad breast milk titty, man, that they can't even see the truth, man. Like, hey, man, you not getting no nourishment off of that, man. This is doing nothing more than destroying you, man. All right. It says, verse 13, so he answered and said unto me, stand up upon thy feet and hear a mighty sounding voice, and it shall be as if it were a great motion, but the place wherein thou standest shall not be moved. And therefore, when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the word is of the end, and the foundations of the earth is understood. So, hey, that's like the times that we coming in, or the times that we're not to say coming into. We have to correct ourselves on that, because we're smack dab in the middle of these times right now, man. All right, the words is coming forth. All right, we're not supposed to be afraid of these things, because look, all these things was created for the wicked, man. All right, we're supposed to repent and return. All right, and look for salvation, man. All right, oh man, he's coming to the end of the world. It's gonna be a great tribulation since there was never before, since there was a nation on earth, even to the same time. Or there's gonna be global collapses of global economic collapses, wars and rumors of wars, and Jacob's trouble and all these things. Oh man, all this bad stuff is coming, man. Oh, we gotta panic, man. Nah, man, the Lord is saying, hey, this is for the wicked, man. Hey, you should be looking forward as all these things is coming to pass, and just look forward to you being saved and delivered up out of here, man. All right, look forward to these different things that's coming to pass, man. So you're not supposed to be afraid of these things as they're coming to pass, because why? I've warned you of these things beforehand, man. All right. It says, verse 14, and it shall be as with a great motion, but the place wherein thou standest shall not be moved. And therefore, it says, and therefore when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the word is of the end, and the foundations of the earth is understood. And so right now we're at the time where the foundations of the earth is being understood. Hey, now we understand all things now. All right, we understand that, hey, man, this, like, for one, the earth is not going to be destroyed, wholly destroyed. The earth abideth forever. But the rulership of this here earth is at the end. All right, Esau's the end. We just read Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So all the things that we see, all the elements shall melt with fervent heat. All this is about to go away. All these things that we got going on, all this twerking coming to an end. All this scamming and plotting is coming to an end. All this oppression, all the tears, and all the, Revelation. Let me read that, because that's one of my favorite verses to read. All right, because this is what Jake is yearning for right now, man. Revelation 21 and verse 4. It says, and Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And see, this is what's coming to pass, man. So you shouldn't be afraid of these things as they're coming to pass, man. As we talk about the end of the world and everything else like that, people think that we're out here crazy, man. People think that, it's the end of the world and thermonuclear bombs gonna destroy America. Why y'all so happy about that? Where y'all gonna be? What the hell y'all gonna do? Y'all sound stupid out there. Hey, man, calm down. This ain't for us, man. This is for the wicked, man. We in captivity right now, man. We shouldn't be over here trying to big up our oppressors and stay in captivity, man. All right? I always equate this to you being locked up in prison, and the prison has lost their funding. All right? Now the lights getting cut off, the water getting cut off, and guess what? They about to look, we're going to have to close this here prison down, and what are we going to do with the prisoners? I guess we got to let these motherfuckers go. Now, you as a prisoner, you shouldn't be upset to the fact that, oh, man, they about to close down a prison. I ain't going to be in my jail cell no more. I ain't going to be able to get my commissary no more. Yeah, but you're going to be free. So this ain't your prison that's going down. This ain't your house is going down. This is your captivity that's going down. You about to be released up out of here. So going back to that Revelation chapter 20, all right, because people, again, like I said, they look at us crazy about, oh, the end of the world coming and this and that. Why y'all so happy? What y'all gonna do? Hey, man, this is the flip. The end of the world of this wickedness is coming to pass, man. The wicked is about to be destroyed. All these things is coming to them to take them out of their place, man. But it says, Revelation 21:4 says, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there should be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain. For the former things are passed away. So you telling me you don't want there to be no more tears? You don't want, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be crying no more. You don't want to be in that spot to where, what was that Mary J. Blige song? I don't want to cry no more tears, or something like that. You don't want to be in that scenario where you ain't crying for little Ray Ray and got shot down on the block. All right, you ain't got to be crying for you got all these bills on your plate. You can't pay these bills. You know what I'm saying? You about to get evicted again. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be crying because your old lady done stepped out on you, man. Your kids done became a damn straight up demon. You done found out your daughter got an OnlyFans page, and all the guys at the job is over here subscribed to her, or going down to the strip club and seeing your daughter busting it open, man. Now you over here drinking and crying and sorrow and tears and things like that, man. You're not tired of those times of living in these times no more, man. You're not ready for the Lord to wipe all these things away, man. All right, it says neither will there be any more death. Little Ray Ray, you gotta worry about your sons going out there in the block getting aired out. You know what I'm saying? Being a little thug life demon out there getting shot up on the block. The op smoking him as a op pack, or hell, even just doing being in traffic. You know what I'm saying? Getting shot down, or being in a car accident. You got like I said, Jake woman that done ran through the damn intersection and killed a whole slew of people. You know what I'm saying? Because she wanted to go and commit suicide. Aren't you tired of these things, man? Having funerals, I guarantee I'm pretty sure they're probably having their funerals for these people right now as we speak, man. All right, and those families, those sitting out there crying and in tears and everything else like that. Aren't you tired of these moments of death and rest in peace T-shirts and everything else like that, man? All right. Neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, man. All right, and you Jakes know what it's like, man. You good for putting on these facades and these masks and everything else like that. But you know what it's like when you get that eviction notice in the mail, you get that repossession letter in the mail, you get that overdue bill in the mail. All right, you get your kids coming to what they say, school about to start, and then you ain't got enough money to go buy them some new outfits. You got to trick them to wear their old outfits to school and everything else like that. Look, man, look, you gonna all right. The first couple days of school, everybody gonna wear they fresh new outfits. You just wear this until it's all gone, and then about 2-3 months down the road, you gonna bust out with your new outfits while they done ran out of new outfits. You trying to trick them into some shit, man, and they be like, look, man, we ain't got the money for the new outfits, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna just have to rock with whatever we got, man. You know what I'm saying? And you all feeling like less of a parent because you can't provide for your kids because, hey, it's too expensive for you to be out here living, man. All right? What kind of shit is going on here? This nigga literally just busted a big ass U-turn in the middle of the road. Hold on, Salakia. But hey, this is what we're looking forward to, a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. All right, like the scripture also say in Isaiah chapter 60. And verse 21. Thy people also shall be all righteous, and they shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the works of my hand, that I may be glorified. And a little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahweh, will hasten it in his time. The point is that in verse 21, thy people also shall be all righteous. All right, they shall inherit the land forever. So that's what we're looking forward to, man. A new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. These are the things. So as far as all these things coming to pass, man, when we reading and hearing about the end of the world, man. Hey, for the elect, the hopeful elect, especially for you Israelites as a whole, man, whether you are the elect or you have a 2/3, even if you have a 2/3, yeah, you got to learn after death by pain, that factory reset button. But when you be born back, you're going to be born into the kingdom of heaven. Everything going to be good for you, man. All right, you just didn't get it on this side. But, hey, you're going to be born back into the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be righteous at that point in time, man. But, hey, we looking to be part of the first fruits. But when we hear about these things, the end of the world and everything else like that, we're not moved by those things. We're not shaken by those things. We're not like, oh, we want to. Because, see, you got Jake, like I said, that's wanting to prolong this here place in Babylon. Well, maybe if we just go get our own land, our own little corner in Babylon, we could be all right. Maybe if we just go and do this and we'll go do that, we could just live it out for a little bit longer. Maybe if we had some money, we could just go do our own. Bro, none of that's going to help you out, man. As long as Esau is out and in his rulership, it's going to be hell for you and the rest of these nations on the earth, man. All right, you see what he's doing to these other nations, and they not over here up under his captivity, but they're still being oppressed by him, man. You got him over there taking other people's land and telling them what they can and can't do with their own land and their own people, man. How dare you, man? But this is Esau to the T, man. Take a piece from the earth, man. All right, but let's get back to that. Second Esdras. You got the noise of Babylon, the great confusion, and all this BS going on. But Second Esdras 6 and let me go back to verse 14. Second Esdras 6 and 14. It says, "And it shall be, and it shall be as with the great motion, but the place wherein thou standest shall not be moved. And therefore, when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the world is of the end, and the foundations of the earth is understood." So again, we're at the end of this here place. The vibration is going forth. Now we're being able to see all together, man. Everything is being made manifest. Everything is becoming clear unto us, man. These are the signs. The Lord is actually ultimately showing us mercy, man. So it's not like scriptures say. Let me grab that in 2 Thessalonians, or not 2 Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians 5. 1 Thessalonians 5 and let me just start at the top. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. "But of the times and the season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." So, hey, you know, there's going to be a time where the Lord's going to come as a thief in the night, meaning it's going to catch these people off guard, man. All right, catch them when they least expecting it, man. So, hey, the fact of the matter that the Lord has opened up the books unto us, man, sent forth his prophets. The scriptures say, grab that precept and Amos 3 and 7. It says, surely, well, let me go up to 6. It says, Amos 3 and 6. "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh have not done it?" So, hey, you know, hey, the bad things that's coming to pass, you don't think that the Lord is in control of all these things? You know, you see this here judgment going forth, this great destruction and everything. You think that the Lord is catching the Lord off guard, man? All these massive floods and fires and hailstorms and lightning strikes and everything. You think that the Lord is getting caught up? Oh shit, I didn't know. Damn, I didn't know these niggas done popped up on me in the spirit realm. How the fuck you get here? Oh, I got hit by lightning. You ain't know that? Like, oh shit, nah, I ain't know y'all got hit. Nah, man, the Most High was like, yeah, your soul was required before the throne at this point in time. I just sent that lightning bolt to come bring your ass back unto me. All right, bring that. You gotta turn that spirit back in, bro. You know, so hey, the Lord know about all these things, man. But how much more? Let's read the next verse. "Surely Yahweh power will do nothing, but revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets." So how much more of grace, love, and mercy is it that the Lord show us all these things at the end? All right, tell us these things is coming to pass, man. Hey, man, look, I'm about to bring these plagues upon Egypt like before. I'm about to break the damn the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to break down their whole economy. I'm about to break Babylon down, man. I'm about to send these plagues before the earth, man. Great plagues, great destruction, famines. All these things is coming onto the face of the earth. But be ye prepared, man. Wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our time. So you're going to have to prepare yourself, man, for these times. Have faith in the Lord, man. Call upon the Lord. Depend on the Lord in these days, man. This is what the Lord is telling us, man. So that we may be able to be to be able to, like the scripture say, the same, he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. But guess what? If we was like, you know, we didn't hear these words, all right, we didn't have this here truth, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time. If we didn't have these things, hey, man, look, first sight of some type of plagues, first sight of some type of pandemic, we would have ran out there and got that tequila shot, man. Could have been all messed up, man. All right, when this great temptation is going to come upon the whole earth that is going to have to try everybody, that, you know, you're not going to be able to buy or sell, save he that have that their mark and their right hand on their forehead. When that time comes, man, if we didn't know about this here stuff, man, we first in line, go jump out there, go get that bad boy. Then guess what? You're going to be partakers in the lake of fire, man. So when you see that the Lord gave us these things, man, he gave us these signs and everything else like that. Hey, man, it's not for our destruction. All right, it's for our salvation. All right, it's for our how do I say, our you know, it's more or less a peace. All right, our rest, man. We can rest with the you know, he that is trouble come rest with us, man. These words are supposed to be comfort one another with these words, man. This is supposed to be comforting to us, man. We're not caught off guard like the rest of these people. What the hell's going on? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. We need answers. We need answers. Hey, we got all the answers, man. Whenever we see these things come to pass, call Allah Yahweh Shemi Awashad, man, because we see and we know the things that's coming to pass is all workings and doings of the Lord, man. All right, we see that these things are of how they would say biblical proportions. All right, these things were all prophesied before the times beforehand. Hang on real quick. Let me light one of these incense. We see that all these things was spoken of before times, man. All right. Give me 1 second. Hey, but ultimately, you know, the Most High gave us these things as far as how do I say is as for grace and as for mercy, man. It's like I said, the Lord could have came and just destroyed this here place, and hey, none of us would have been woken up, man. We would have just all died in our sins instead of, you know, repenting and coming back into the Lord, man. Hey, but what? The Lord was merciful. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, you know, gave us this time. We're in that grace period to do what? To repent, man. To turn from our wicked ways at this point in time, man. And ultimately, you know, he sent forth the men of the Lord to do what? To warn the people, man, so that they can, what? Turn from their ways, man. Like 2nd Ezra, let me read that portion real quick. Hang on. 2nd Ezra 2nd Ezra 9 and 7. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. All right, those is going to be saved. They have faith whereby they believed. And how did they even believe? They had to hear it first. All right, they heard this, they believed, and they followed. It says, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So it was ordained from the very beginning that, you know, the Lord was going to pretty much save them, man. That they was going to hear this here word, they was going to believe, man. But then, like I said, well, let's read the next verse. Then shall they be in a pitiful case which have now abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such in their lives have received benefits and have not known me. So, hey, they heard this here word. They received the benefit of the doubt. They had, hey, man, they had people, they've had the elect that was in their household. They had, you know, prophets that was in their, you know, of their brethren in their household. You know, it could have been your son, your husband, your father, you know, your boyfriend, your brother, a co-worker, a roommate, you know what I'm saying, a best friend or something like that. Hey, the prophets, we come from amongst the people, man. All right, but yet and still you wanted to ignore these things. You wanted to put off from these things from day to day, man. Ignore all these things and everything else like that. So guess what? You're going to get, you know, this is akin to you getting caught like a thief in the night. It says, and they that had loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when the yet of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it. The same was known after death by pain. So you have a comparison to those that heard the word and hearkened unto the word and followed the word, versus those that heard the word and ignored the word and despised the word, right? Those that despise the word is not going to be saved, man. They're going to have to learn after death by pain. But how much more, like I said, the Lord gave us these things for is like mercy, man, for us to be able to hear these things, man, so that what? We don't get caught like a thief in the night, man. Hey, those that despise the word is going to catch them like a thief in the night, because that's not what they're going to have in their mind prepared to be coming down the pipeline. Now, y'all say whatever y'all want to say. I don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear all these things and so on and so forth. So guess what? When these things come to pass, you're not going to be able to recognize that that's that judgment that's coming, man. It's going to hit you just like you know, like a train coming out, you know, a runaway train, more or less to say, man. All right. It says, that was it over there. Let me go back to this, chapter 6. It says, 2nd Ezra 6 and 15. It says, wherefore when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the world is of the end, and the foundations of the earth is understood. It says, and why? Because the speech of these things trembleth and is moved, for it knoweth that the end of these things must be changed. And it happened that when I heard it, I stood up upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters. All right, and we know about that voice, man. All right, we read a little bit earlier about the spirit of Yahweh Shah, the spirit of what? The spirit of prophecy, man. All right, and so this is like, you know, the Lord do not but reveal his secrets to us, and to whom? his servants, the what? The prophets. The prophets was going to do what? Go forth speaking forth prophecy, man. All right, letting you know, triggering all these things to where, hey, this is the signs of the Lord coming back to pass. All right, and the minute, that's one of the ways that you can determine who the men of the Lord would be. They're not talking into their own what they think is going on in this. No, man, the men of the Lord is out there speaking what? Prophecy, man. All right. It says, verse 18, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and visit them that dwell upon the earth. All right, the days come when I will begin to visit them that dwell upon the earth, man. All right, and this is the point in time where all these things is coming to pass, man, because beforehand you had like the prophets that would tell you and warn you about these things, like Noah. All right, Noah was always prophesying and telling you about what? There was going to be a flood coming, a flood coming, a flood coming, right? But then there was a point in time when what? Those rain clouds started to come down or come out, the thunder and the lightning and everything else like that. Then there was a point in time where what? You started seeing raindrops coming, man. So there was an appointed time, like the scripture say, the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, it will surely come, it will not tarry. So even at this appointed time, man, these are the times that we've been looking for, man. All right, so I got to read that because I didn't quoted it like twice now. Let me see if I can find it real quick. This is Matthew chapter 13 and verse Matthew 13 and point is in verse 16, but let me get to the point first, and we might go back and read up from verse 13. But the point I wanted to grab is verse 16 and 17. All right, Matthew 13 and 16, it says, blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear the things which you hear and have not heard them. So we're living at a point in time now where, many generations before us have looked for these times, man. All right, think about how many different generations before us have been reading the prophecies, man. Reading about the MOTB, reading about the Lord returning, reading about all these different things, the things that they could understand, because the scriptures are fully open at this point in time where we can see and understand all things that's written in the scriptures, man. All the things are pretty much being broken down into us at this point in time. But beforehand, you had things that wasn't quite revealed unto the world, man. All right, the MOTB, you can go back to certain time frames where there wasn't even an idea of what computers and technology and things like that were, let alone for them to even think about a chip and digital this and digital that. There was a point in time where those things, they're like, well, what is the MOTB going to be and everything else like that. So now we're at a point in time where you have computer chips. We all have these devices and everything else like that. People paying with their phones and small little, they have the tap to pay type things. They have this technology that's small enough to fit inside the palm of your hand. All right, and in your forehead, and they're making all these things, digital currencies and all these different things. They're making all these things more accessible, man. Now we're coming to that point in time. So guess what? Many, how's it say? Verse 16, Matthew 13 and 16. Blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see. All right, so it says many prophets and righteous men desire to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you have heard and have not heard them. So, hey, man, many prophets had been reading about these prophecies and things like that and wondering how these things are going to be. We read in Ezra about, hey, tell us about these things that's going on in the end. Tell us about what the end of the world is going to be like. Tell us about these things, how this is going to be, how are we going to know? Show us the signs and everything else like that. But guess what? We're now living in those times now where these things are actually coming to pass, man. We're right now physically living in the times like, yo, this is actually popping off in our lifetime. That's a topic of conversation sometimes with, people in the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, did you ever, or people that know about the truth that's maybe a little bit older than you, do you ever believe that you'd be seeing this in your lifetime? Do you ever believe that, eventually that the mark of the beast will be being pushed in your lifetime? Did you ever believe that these things will be coming to pass? Did you ever believe that there's a possibility that in your lifetime, Lord's will, in our lifetime, we're going to see the Lord return, man? Did you ever believe that in your lifetime that you would see the end of all these things? Did you believe that in your lifetime that all these things would be made manifest unto you, man? Because they used to say, there was a saying when I was growing up, You know, and they also say in the scriptures as well too. Let me read it in the scriptures, because this is something I've literally heard, you know, from many generations in my family before. All right, this is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. All right, and saying, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. And so that's something that I've heard personally in my life from, you know, generations before me, man. Hey, they used to say that when I was a child. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, they used to teach about that and going to church. And my grandmother taught about that. And my grandmother's grandmother, they learned about that. They taught about that. They spoke about these things. They talked about all these different things when I was a child. They used to say that when I was a child, man. Hey, yeah, they've been saying that for a long time. The Lord might be coming at this point in time. And the Lord said it might be the end of the world in this time. They've been saying that for generation, generation, generation. My great-grandmama talked about that. Now she dead and gone. My grandmama talked about that. Now she dead and gone. And my mama talked about it. Now she dead and she gone. You think this is going to come in your lifetime? But now you're like, hey, man, this is the time that, you know, the Lord is going to start making inquisition of those that hurt the earth, man. This is the point in time where the Lord is starting to make moves on the earth, man. This is the point in time where, hey, the Lord had brought forth the prophets, raised up the prophets, man. All these prophecies are starting to take place, man. Wars and rumors of wars, famines, plagues, and pestilences going on the earth, man. All right, you have again the MOTB, the big predicator of things that's coming to pass, man. All right, so hey, these are the things is being hinged on right about now, man. You know, Jake waking up. All right, the MOTB coming to pass, man. Thermonuclear missiles being prepared to be launched off into the other ends of the earth, man. All right, so all these things, the chariots, man, all these things are being made manifest now to the point to where it's like, hey, man, measuring the time diligently in itself, we know, hey, we have to be here at the end, man. We know that, you know, the time is being made shortened, man, because of the fact that we can see, how you say, the writing on the wall. We can measure the time diligently in itself, man. All right, let's go back. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lust. All right, and now, hey, it's made evident, man. All right, these are the things that's going on around us, man. So we can't even make these things up. It's just plain and clear. And saying, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. So, hey, even since from generation to generation, they say that, hey, everything just kept on going on and going on and going on. They said this from beforehand, and it's still going the same way. But now, hey, things is actually starting to move. All right, let me read this back again in Matthew 13 and 16. It says, blessed are your eyes, for they see, blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which you see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear and have not heard them. So, hey, many generations before us wish that they could see these things, wish that they could understand these things, wish that they knew about these things and these breakdowns, man. All right, we're reading in Esdras about Esdras even asking about these things, man. The disciples went up on the Mount of Olives asking the Lord about the end of the world, man. Tell us the signs of thy coming in the end of the world, man. They even wanted to know about these things, but they were given the things, the signs, all right? But now we're living in the time where we're getting the breakdowns of the things that was written beforehand, all right? We're actually seeing these things coming to pass in our own lifetime, man. So these are the things that's really coming to pass at this point in time, you know, where all these things are being made manifest, all right? Going back to the second Esdras 6. Let me find out where we were. 6 and 18. It says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and visit them that dwell upon the earth, and to begin to make inquisition of them and what they may be, and what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, when the affliction of Zion be fulfilled. And that's another thing, man. All right, you know, this is the point in time where the affliction of Zion is being fulfilled, man. All right, you know, we're coming to the end of our captivity. We served our time. All right, the Lord is very direct with a lot of things that he does, man. He has foundations, the beginnings and the ends. Let me go back a couple verses. It says, 2 Esdras 6 and 6, it says, then did I consider these things, and that they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also shall they be ended, and by no other. So, hey, all these things was created by the Most High, and they're going to be ended by the Most High. So they all have a beginning that was set by the Most High, and they're going to be ended by the Most High, man. So even how much more our captivity, there was a beginning time when we were going into captivity, and there was going to be a time when we was going to be taken up out of captivity, man. All these things have been predicated off of what? The Most High, man. So what? The how does it say? The affliction of Zion has been fulfilled, man. Now you have the valley of the dry bones where, hey, can these bones live? Now they're coming up out of their graves, man. Now the Lord is bringing them back up, you know, prophesying to them, putting that spirit back into them, man. Bringing them back, that vibration, like we were reading upon, that vibration, bringing them back into calling on the name of the Lord, coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments, coming back to their actual heritage, man. Because again, we were cut off for so long, man. All right, we didn't read this a little earlier, but now it's time to make that their point. All right, because we read it for a different context. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. The point I wanted to grab was, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. And that falling away was what? You know, Jake discontinuing from their heritage. All right, Jake falling away from who they were. Jake going into the valley of the dry bones. Jake falling into a state of not knowing who they were. All right, but now we're coming into a point in time where what? The valley of the dry bones are being brought back together, man. Flesh upon the flesh, sinew upon the sinew. All right, you know, all these things are coming back to pass where, again, Jake is going forth and prophesying and through the word of the Lord, raising up the dead, man. Bringing them back into who they were, man. Bringing them back to that spirit of being, how do I say, children of the Most High, more or less to say, man. All right, bringing them back into actually righteously representing who they belong to, more or less to say. You know, it's like, you know, you as a kid, you do some crazy shit or whatever, your parents go and discipline you. I don't know where you, and they say, I don't know where you learned that at, but we don't do that up in this house. You know, you looking like a foreigner to me. You like, what? We don't do that. We, you know, maybe your son or your daughter coming around, you know how they be playing with Edomites, and Edomites be cussing their parents out, and then they want to come home, screw you, mom, and you go beat the shit out of them, be like, look, I don't know where you got that from, but you alien and foreign to me, because we don't do that in this house. I don't know who you are, but look, you better put your garments back on, because you looking a little strange around here, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's how we were, man. The valley of the dry bones, man. Taking on other people's heritage, taking on other people's customs and their way of being. We out here living like Edomites out here, man. Dyeing our hair blonde, getting blue contacts, eating all kind of pork and abominations and things like that, man. Doing all kind of just wicked ass shit that they out here doing, man. These are the traits and the culture of Esau, man. All right, we out here living a deaf style, deaf culture, man. Got what they call, not trap music too, but drill music, kill music, man. You know, this is Esau, man. This is Esau's the embodiment of death, man. All the things that he would be doing would be what? Indicative of death, man. We have a lifestyle. He has a death style, man. Everything he does brings him to death. Look at what he's doing. Everything he's pushing and promoting bring you to what? Death. All the foods that he push and promote brings you to what? Death. All the lifestyles and the things that he's pushing and promoting brings you into what? Death, man. But for our people, everything we was doing is to do what? To preserve life, man. The Lord gave you a dietary law to bring you into life, to energize your body up and everything else like that. How to cultivate the land and keep the land in a perpetual state of producing life and good life, nutrients and things like that in the soil. But Esau overdoes everything, so there's no more life inside the soil, man. He brings your mind down to where you just dumb docile, keep you on drugs to where it's just like your body just moving, man. You see these folks out here on these opioids and this lean and all kind of shit, these weed and everything else. They out here walking around like goddamn zombies. You see them, they just baked, they just walking dead, man. All right, but what? The Lord, yeah, hey, out of his bellies will flow the rivers of flowing water, man. Hey, being in this here truth, man, you alive in a whole different sense, man. You high up off this here word, man. You constantly talking about the truth, man. You constantly talking about prophecies and things like that coming to pass, man. You constantly just looking and thriving for life and trying to dwell and live, man. There's a difference between Jake and there's a difference between Esau, a difference between following after the Lord and what Esau is pushing for his agenda, man. He the one said he was going to be like God. He was going to be worshipped as God. But look at what people that's worshiping as God is bringing them, man. Bringing them a death style, man. It's not really life. It's not really prospering or anything else like that, man. All right? This is why these people are all yearning to so-called flourish, all so-called prosper and everything else like that, man. You think that, you know, like the scriptures say, let me grab that. Sirach 10:1, it says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and a government of a prudent man is well ordered. So, hey, the Most High, hey, you know, he was teaching his people, telling them how to go and how to live and how to be prosperous, man. All right? It says, as the judge of the people, is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, so are they that dwell therein. So, hey, you should be, the people are going to follow the rule of the ruler, man, and live like how the ruler is, right? Verse 3, an unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So, hey, an unwise king destroyed his people. So, hey, you think if Esau was such a great leader and everything else like this, these people would be yearning to be prosperous. These people would be yearning to be flourishing and growing and everything else like that. You think, and like, for example, you think that people would be, now granted, everybody's going to want to be like that, but look, this is a really high demand for these people. Oh, we want to grow our own food because the food we eat ain't good. We want to eat organic food because the food that we eat ain't organic. You know what I'm saying? These types of things. So you would think, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have no such thing as organic food, non-GMO food when, when we was living after the law, statutes, commandments, man. All right, because why? Everything was so-called organic. There was no need for those things. It was all fresh, man. And we're going to go back to a time like that. But the reason that these people are out here are all looking for truth, all looking for holistic stuff, whole foods, whole this, whole that, is because there's a lack of these things, man. Everything around them is a death style. This is why they're looking for the most so-called things with so-called life in them, man. I want to live a better life. I want to go somewhere where I can go and enjoy life. Why are you looking for that? Because obviously you ain't enjoying life, man. This is what Esau's pushing forth, man. This is the lifestyle that he has going forth. But hey, this is the son of perdition, man, the wicked one, the one that's taking peace from the earth, man. This is what he would be doing in his whole life, man. All right. So hey, an unwise king is leading his people to what? Death and destruction. But let's finish this off in 2 Ezra 6, because I wanted to get to this here point about, the Lord is sent forth his prophets to bring forth this here vibration, to raise up the vibration of the people on the earth, man. His people on the earth, man. You're not just raising up our people on the earth, but you also have, like we read a little earlier about how it caused his own tongue to fall upon him. But then you have these other nations that are, matter of fact, let me read that. There's a different precept that says, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 16. Isaiah 14 and 16, it says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness, that destroyed the cities thereof, and that opened out the house of his prisoners? When I've been bringing this here precept out lately, it's been speaking about how there was a point in time where, this here has been going out amongst just the men of the Lord at first, man. Then now we've been speaking about this here in Babylon, where people in Babylon has been realizing this. But now you have on an international scale, you have a lot of these world leaders that are speaking about this, about Esau, calling Esau, is this the man that destroyed the whole earth? Is this the man that turned everything upside down and everything else like that? But guess what? The vibration of us speaking forth these things, man. Again, that exceedingly great army fighting this here spiritual warfare, man. All right, raising the dead, slaying these damn demons. All right, but this is all bringing forth, into this man's kingdom, man. All right, now these people are starting to look at him and the hidden things that Esau is being sought up. All right, that wicked is the son of perdition is being revealed, man. That wicked is being exposed, man. All right, all by way of what? Us preaching this here word, man. Coming out on the highways and the byways, putting up the video epistles. All right, and just preaching, man. Having this godly conversation amongst men, man. People asking questions, we answering the questions and things like that, man. So hey, these are the things that we're seeing starting to come to pass. These are the things that we're seeing. Taking grips upon the earth right about now, man. The vibration of the earth is changing right about now, man. The earth itself is crying out for new rulership, man. Just think about that, man. Obviously everything is according to the Most High's time and his will and his way. But hey, we've been out on the highways and the byways for some years now, preaching and teaching and pushing forth this vibration. But now look at how they say global warming. The earth is, you got all these floods, all this major storms, all these different things going on in the earth and everything else. All right, running low on battery. But all these things that's going on in the earth, man. You seeing all these different things, since the how they say, the floods, the rains, the hailstorms, all these different things. They pointed with what they say, global warming and everything else like that. But hey, really, it's the vibration of the men of the Lord that's been out on the highways and the byways pushing this here vibration on the earth, man. To do what? Even the earth is crying out, man. The earth is like, enough is enough, man. We thought Esau was over here helping out the earth and everything, but Esau's actually destroying the earth, man. All right, these other world leaders are saying, hey, we thought that Esau had the best plan and the ideology for all, but now we're starting to see that this is not really working out for anybody, man. We thought that these niggas was the problem on the earth, but we found out that they not the problem on the earth. They in captivity, man. They crying out from the oppression that they're under, man. You really the problem on the earth, man. Now everybody is looking forward to getting rid of this damn cancer on the earth, man. Hey, bro, if we got rid of this here cancer on the earth, we wouldn't have all these problems, man. So now even the earth itself is crying out, man. The animals are crying out, man. All right, all these different things is crying out because, man, you got this nigga that's putting forth pollutants in the air, the water, forever chemicals that don't break down. Rainwater ain't safe to drink no more. The animals ain't even safe to eat no more because you done contaminated the animals, man. You eating fish from out the ocean, but all they've been consuming is plastic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like, what the hell you got going on out here, man? All right, the whole earth is crying out, man. All right, the whole earth is out of whack, man. All right, you've just polluted the whole earth so much. All right, the earth is heating up, man. You have super storms, super tornadoes and hurricanes and things like this is coming upon the earth, wreaking havoc because why? The whole earth is being destabilized, man. Matter of fact, let me read that real quick in Isaiah 24. Hey, this is, we named this the factory reset scripture because, you know, you go into let me just read it from verse 3 on down because, hey, this is that factory reset. Now, you can read up, you know, verse 1 and verse 2, all right? Let me just read it from the top because, hey, this is what we speaking about, man. No, everything is out of whack out here, man. All right, Esau's got things so far gone to the point, you know, where the earth is crying out, you know, and ultimately, hang on. This is something else I wanted to grab. Psalms 58 and verse 2, it says, "Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. You weigh the violence of your hands in the earth." All right. So, hey, you know, you weigh the violence of the world in you know in your hands, man. All you do is do straight wickedness. Verse 3, "The wicked is estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, man." They would tell you that all these different things is going forth because of a natural, you know, this is going on, the humans is doing this. No, nigga, this is going on because you've been doing this, man. You lied to all the people about these things, but you're really the problem of the earth, man. You're really the cancer, the pestilence of the earth that we need to get rid of. But going back to Isaiah 24 and 1, "Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof," man. The Lord had to hit that factory reset button because, hey, man, let me read that as well too in Revelation 18 and I guess I gotta start at verse 4. Revelation 18 and 4 says, "And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquity." So, hey, man, hey, this damn devil has reached the heights of the heavens with their sins, man. All right, this is what they had going on, man. So now the Lord's got to hit that factory reset button on your ass because, man, you've done too much, man. You've done way more than you've accomplished your how do I say your not your journey. You've accomplished what your purpose was, man, to take peace from the earth, man. This is what you were supposed to do, was to take peace from the earth, man. And death and hell followed you, man. The embodiment of death and hell, man. You're the harbinger of death, man. This is what you were supposed to do, but you filled this all the way up to the rim, man. You've done this thing to completion. So now, guess what? The Lord has set forth the bounds where you ain't gonna pass. So now it's time to take your ass up out of rulership, man. All right. It says, verse 6, "Reward her even as," Revelation 18 and 6, "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double, according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I am a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is Yahweh who judges her." So, hey, man, this is that point in time where that factory reset, you know, they call it the Great Reset. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, the Lord's about to hit that factory reset button on your ass, man. All right? Because you've destroyed the whole damn earth, man. All right? Going back to Isaiah 24. Hold on. Hold too many precepts here. Isaiah. Salakia. All right. Isaiah 24 and verse 1. "Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste. He turneth it upside down, and scattered abroad the inhabitants thereof." It says, hey, so it says, behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down and scatter abroad the inhabitants thereof. So hey, the Lord has to shake things up, more to say, put things back in its rightful order, man. All right, but all these things are going to have to be destroyed. Why? Because, well, let's read verse 2. It says, and it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with the master, as with the maid, so with the mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury of him. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh have spoken this word. So, hey, the Lord has got to utterly destroy this whole place, man. All right, especially Babylon the Great. America, man, this air, hey, how they say, from the rooter to the tutor, from the soil to the rainwater, to the air that you breathe, to the people, the monsters, to the people, to the animals, the plants, the seeds, and everything over here is full of just abominations, man. All right, you can't just get rid of the people over here, because guess what? You still growing GMO plants, fruits, vegetables, trees, and everything else like that, man. Can't just cut down all the trees, because look, you still got you know, the rainwater that's going to be coming up over here, that's going to be, how you say, siphoned up into the air and rain back down upon the grass, to water the grass, to give you chemical-induced water onto the soils again. All right, and look at what your animals going to be drinking, man. Animals going to be drinking basically forever chemical water. All right, they're going to be eating GMO corn and everything else like that. So guess what? The cows has got to go. The sheep has got to go. All the food, all the animals has got to go, man. Are you over here spicing genes with certain animals and things like that, man? They got to go. All right, the earth has got to go. All right, the grass has got to go. The fruits, the vegetables, all these things has got to go, man, because it's all been tainted, man. It's all been touched by Esau, man. All right, you know how they have a saying, or, you know, everything Jake turned to gold. You know, when Jacob was out there with working with Laban and everything else like that, he gave him the bad sheep and everything else like that. He touched it and they started producing, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything Jake turned, you know, when they walking with the Most High, turned to gold. But everything Esau touches turned into death and destruction, the chaos, the corrosion, man. All right, so hey, this whole place has got to be wholly destroyed, man, because it's fully corrupted, man. All right, far corrupt. You just gotta, hey, it's too far corrupted, man. You gotta. Back in the olden days, we used to have these things called compact discs, CDs. You know, every once in a while you can get a little small scratch on there and the CD still play or whatever. Maybe one song starts skipping, so you just listen to the other songs on the CD. But then you got a damn CD that's been, you didn't have that CD for 10, 20 years, man. It's all scratched up. And it won't even load. You put it in the CD player, it cannot load, man. The only thing you can do for that CD, you can't even recopy that CD to another CD to get a better, nah, man. You got to just go ahead and throw that CD away, man. You got to go back to the store, go buy another one, man. It's too far, the file is too far corrupted, cannot read, man. And that's where we at right about now, man, to where this place is so far gone, so far corrupted, that it needs to be, that factory reset button needs to be pressed, all right? Isaiah 24 and verse 3, it says, the land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh hath spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish, all right? So, hey, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, all right? The people of the earth is mourning on this bad boy, man. They're upset with the things that's going on, man. They're upset with the GMO food, the GMO water, the polluted water, the polluted people, all right? You know, you have people that's like, man, we can't even afford to eat healthy out here, man. Everything is all tainted, and for you to go get this whole food is all extra expensive. And for you to be able to, you know, you can't get a healthy relationship. All these women's minds is corrupted. You know, you can't even have your kids because you send them to school, they corrupt the minds of the kids. You got all these different systems and everything out here is corrupted, man. So everything has to be going through that factory reset button, man. All these things have to go through that cleansing process, man. All these things have to be so-called put back into their natural state and natural order, man. All right, because everything out here is being corrupted, man. All right. Isaiah 24 and 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws and changed the ordinance and broken the everlasting covenant. So, hey, the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. You know, the people, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. What do you think, and how do you think he was going to rule and run the earth, man? You think he was going to run it and rule it in righteousness? All right, or was he going to take away the things that, and when the Most High created everything, he created it in a perfect, in perfection, all right, and in perpetual perfection. But what did Esau wind up doing? Esau wound up taking these things and changing the ways of these things to be, man. All right, the Most High created the fruits, the vegetables, and the herbs and everything else, having a seed within itself to bear it within itself, to replant and repopulate on the earth with. Told a man that, you know, a man shouldn't be alone. Created woman for them, you know, to cleave to one another and become one flesh. All right, and be fruitful and multiply. What is Esau pushing? Seedless grapes, seedless watermelon, seedless this, seedless that, seedless plants. All right, all these seedless things that they can't bear fruit within themselves, man. All right, the Most High said, be fruitful and multiply. What did Esau do? Come up with all these contraceptives and things like that, telling you, hey, using abortion as a contraception, man. All right, telling you can't reproduce, or not to reproduce, not to have kids, and put off all your days and everything else like that. Hey, in reality, he want Jake to stop multiplying, because Jake is the sand of the sea. But his people is the ones that's not multiplying. So this is the problem that he has going on with them. All right. So, hey, you know, this is the turning of your things upside down. It's going to be esteemed as the potter's clay, man. This is what Esau was out here doing, man. This is what he wound up doing from the beginning of the time, man. Trying to be like the Most High, but recreating everything in his wicked, evil image, man. All right. Everything was created in the Most High's image and perfect and thriving with life and everything else like that. But Esau turned all these things upside down. All right, Esau was the one who didn't turn these things into what a death style and a death culture, man. All right, going back, it says the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languished and fadeth away, the haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws. All right, they went, you know, the I hate to say the land Sabbaths and things like that. Hey, you think Esau is keeping the land Sabbath? Nah, that's why there ain't no vitamins and no nutrients inside the foods that you eat, man. So you gotta have nutrients and supplements and everything else like that. You can't just go eat regular food and find that, man. You go to try to eat, drink some orange juice, and you look at the ingredients of orange juice. It's got 50 different products in there, man. How the hell you got orange juice with 50 different ingredients in there, man? You're supposed to just go take a damn orange off the tree and squeeze it. And the only ingredients that should be in orange juice is, you know, the juice of the orange, all right, and maybe some little pulp and some of the, some of the flesh from the actual orange, man. You shouldn't have all these different ingredients that you can't even, how do I say, pronounce and everything else like that, man. All right, not no damn orange juice, man. All right, but hey, this is the place where we at right about now, man. All right, it says the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenants, man. All right, certain things, certain cycles, and certain things that you had going on. Hey, Esau didn't change these things, man. Taking what they call they have invasive species, man. Taking animals and creatures from one place of the earth and put them into another place of the earth, man. Breaking down the harmony of how things was created, man. Hey, man, nah, wait. These fish were supposed to be over here to hunt these fish, to keep these fish under control from growing, but you didn't took these fish and moved them over here. Now these fish don't have a predator. Like, for instance, here in Florida, you got these people that took these what they call ball pythons and things like that. All right, these snakes, and then they let them go. Like, for one, they're not even native to America like that, or native to this here area. All right, and then they didn't let them go. And as you know, they got these pet snakes. They let them go, and then they be out there in the Everglades. Now these snakes, typically they'll get as big as their cages. You know, that's one thing about snakes. They typically grow into the size of however their containment is. But when you have a pet snake, you know what I'm saying, and he in the cage, he only get about 3-4 feet long. But then you let his ass go. Now this nigga's out in the wilderness, and he eating rabbits and shit, deers and alligators and stuff. This nigga will grow to 18 feet, man. All right, now you got these big ass snakes. Don't nothing eat them bad boys out there in the wild. Now they just taking over, man. Every year you have articles in the local newspapers around here where they paying people like, hey, we'll pay y'all to go out here and hunt these damn snakes down and help us try to kill off the snakes, because the only predator to these snakes is what? Humans, if we pay y'all to go get them, man. But other than that, these snakes will sit there and eat everything and take over, man. You're going to have a place to where, you know, you have all these snakes just running wild, man. You know, you have what they call lionfish. They bring the lionfish over here and bring them and put them off in the ocean over here where they're not supposed to be at, and they start attacking the coral reef. All right, now this is just disrupting the cycles of life, man. All right, reproduction of certain things, getting rid of the bees. The bees go and pollinate certain plants. The plants not growing like they're supposed to be, so now your oxygen levels is all messed up because the plants purify the air and everything else like that. But hey, you got rid of all the bees because you wanted to be insect free, man. So now the bees ain't bringing forth the pollen and pollinating certain of these plants. And so now all of a sudden, look, butterflies we speaking has been flying around all day. But now you have some of these plants that's not being pollinated, not being able to reproduce, and you wonder why you have a bad quality of air, man. Don't you know that the plants and the trees and stuff like that filter out the air, man? All right, but yet and still Esau cuts down these things and relocate a lot of these things, man. All right, but hey, this is all of his doing, changing the ordinance of the earth, man. All right, changing everything upside down and inside out, man. I wonder what would happen if I put this over here with that and that over here with this, man. Nah, man, this is your how you say Dr. Frankenstein evil plan, man. You created a pure monster out here, man, and now the earth is bucking back at your ass, man. So let's go back. It says Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. All right, so hey, the Lord has to hit that factory reset button, because hey, you know, you've pretty much tainted the whole earth, man. You got everything upside down and inside out, man. You've taken this here place to a whole nother level, man. All right, you've taken this place and wholly destroyed the minds of the people. All right, you've destroyed, just like, you know, starting with that, man. You got these people out here living in hell, man. All right, you know, this is the scariest part about it. People who are scared of dying and going to hell, they don't realize that where they're living at right now is pure hell, man. The water that they drink is hell, man. The air that they breathe is hell, man. The people that they're around is hell, man. The things that they consume mentally, physically, spiritually, anytime they bring anything into them, they open up their eyes, their ears, their spirit, their soul. Anything that they open up is just constantly bombarded with wickedness, man. And this is the place where we at right about now, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna finish this here off. We're gonna go ahead and close out. I forgot this battery finna die, but I wanted to get to this here point. Let me start back at 18 and read down to verse 20. 2nd Ezra 6 and 18, it says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them and what they have Salak, and to begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly with the unrighteousness and with the affliction, and when the affliction of Zion be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away. All right, as we was just reading about how the earth faded, the earth mourneth and fadeth away, and when the world that shall begin to vanish will begin to vanish away, shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. Let me read that again. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And so, hey, that's where we at right now, where the books are being opened before the firmament, and they seeing all together. Again, that vibration is being pushed forth on the earth, man. Everybody's starting to see all together these things and the connections of these things and how they affect one another, man. Now the questions of what's going on in the world and how these things is going on and what's going on with this is, hey, you had the prophecies on the highways and the byways before, where people looked at us as a strange thing. All right, to now the people, they know to come in and inquire from the prophets. Oh, those are the prophets. This and that. We know we can go and get the answers from these guys. We know that these guys got, you know, they're actually telling the truth. We may not like hearing how they're saying it, but now we know for a fact that, you know, the things that they're saying have a correlation to the things of what's really going on. You know, prior to 2020, people would hear us think that we just speaking of hate and everything else like that. But, you know, it came to a point in time where y'all just hate, y'all need to go get lives, y'all need to go out, y'all talking about the press and stuff and this and that. But now, you know, 2020 came around, they realized, damn, maybe what they were saying was true. Now you start getting a whole bunch of text messages, phone calls. Hey, what do you think about this? What's going on with that? Can you tell me about this? Can you tell me about that? Hey, so now they know that, you know, the books are being opened before the firmament, and they're going to see all together. Now they know that what we've been speaking is the truth the whole time, man. Now they know that the point of the matter of what we've been saying to them is to the point to where it's like, hey, man, maybe the Lord, you know, maybe the Lord is dealing with these guys. Maybe the Lord is telling the truth, or maybe these guys are telling the truth about the Lord. Maybe these things have some type of connection between one another, man. But hey, these are the things where, you know, the Lord is going to make inquisition of those that hurt the earth. Now the Lord's coming back and bringing that judgment. Now that vibration is going forth of us preaching about, you know, who the wicked, all the things that we be preaching about, it's all coming to fulfillment, man. Preaching about who the wicked is, preaching about this is the damn devil. The wicked is being exposed to who he is. You know, coming back to the law, statutes, commandments. You're seeing our people growing their beards out. You're seeing our people coming back to, you know, trying to live a righteous life to the best of their abilities. You're seeing all these different things coming to pass, you know, as far as with Jacob's spirit being raised up, Esau being pointed out from the wicked and the people that's going on around the earth and everything else like that, man. But, you know, at the end of the day, you see Jake, this, how do I say, you know, slowly but surely coming back like the valley of the dry bones, slowly but surely coming back to their original state, man. Calling on the names of Yahweh and Yahushua, man. Coming back to the law, statutes, commandments to the best of their abilities, man. Trying to live as, you know, a righteous life as possible. Trying not to, you know, commit all these abominations no more, man. All right, so hey, this is the point in time where Jake is starting to wake up. You're seeing that great motion and that great movement coming back together. A lot of things are happening in the times that we're living in right now. A lot of different things are taking place. Like we read earlier, a lot of kings and prophets that desire to see the things that we see and hear the things that we hear, you know, have not seen them. But now we're living in those times where all these things are being made manifest. All these things are being put out into the open right now. And a lot of things like, yo, you want to see a miracle, you want to see these things going on. What about, you know, for the first time, Jake is starting to remember who they are. Jake is actually calling on the true names of the Lord again. Jake is coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. How many people go to church? Your grandmama and them, your auntie and them go to church week in and week out, but it's still sinning day in and day out, man. They got you know, a zeal of the Most High, but not according to the to knowledge, man. All right, they worship Him with lip service, but not according to their works, man. They'll say that they go to church every Sunday and that's their so-called righteousness, but they ain't never put on a new man. They still in them old vessels, man. They still doing the same things that they've been doing from day one, man. They ain't even trying to seek on how to please the Lord. They think just going to church and throwing some money in a little tithe basket is actually helping them out, man. But this is all being made clear, being made manifest unto them by way of what? The men of the Lord. The men of the Lord has been on the highways and the byways, showing them that righteous way, guiding them with the light, man, showing them the true way back to the Father via what? The Word, man. So this is all something new that's been coming up into the world, and as you see this vibration is coming and taking over the earth, all right, and now you starting to see the how you say the true flourishing, man. Starting to see it bud up and everything else like that, man. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. You know, we didn't pretty much Lord will made the point. So until next time, I want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us His truth and never will. And salutation, much love for you, I can push His truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So next time, I say, stay strong, Shalom.